Yeah, that
Their
was
elements are essentially always around them, so they don't necessarily need the boost.
yeah, that was the whole thing with sticking all the earthbenders on a boat. You don't have your element with you. What are you gonna do?
Bend metal.
And that's why he also had to just like flat out kill the airbenders. It was like, yeah, even if we were to take the air away from you, you just die in a vacuum, and
Pretty
that's
much.
too much That's too much trouble. So we're just gonna put this sword in your chest and call it
Gonna
call it a
kill you.
day.
I
Gonna
mean,
kill
you're
you.
all monks, so it's not like it's difficult.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the worst thing you're gonna do if you really piss off a monk is they're gonna set fires themselves.
Ironically enough.
Which they didn't need to because the firebenders were there for that.
Ironically enough.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, just so you know,
hmm
for I'm trying. I have to get used to the new name here, Fenrir. So, Sybil. The only thing you're gonna ever have to change on Sybil is the global armor class modifier. It's in the character sheet. There's like a little cog wheel. Um, there's like core, bio, spells, and then cog wheel. And under the global armor class modifier, you'll just have to change that to whatever your proficiency is. Just so you know.
Are we missing anyone that's not going to be?
That's pretty sure Nick is not gonna be just because he has class, and Wilder said he was gonna be late, so.
That's fine.
I think we got everybody that is going to be here for now. And also, by the way, Dylan, it's Cybele.
Well,
It's
Kibeli.
based on
Kibeli.
Sibeli.
It's
Kibeli.
based on a deity that was rather intimate with animals. That's why she got.
Kibeli. Their
So
name is now
in-
Kibeli.
She got Fuck. Why can't I think of the word? Outcast, something like that.
So she wasn't
yeah,
Greek.
because of that.
She wasn't
just
Greek and she
started
wasn't
Yeah,
Norse.
true.
More
True.
furries.
She was some
Now we
like
have a total of 3 furries.
pagan Celtic god or
Well,
something,
technically
probably.
1 furry and 2 scalies.
I wouldn't call him a furry. Again, it's
He's a furry.
the only thing he has that he would call a furry is the ears, and that's literally.
I don't
it.
know. I've seen a lot of people at furry conventions that just have ears. They are definitely furries.
Well, I would think so. If you go
He has
to a
his
furry
own wolf
convention,
son.
I would think. I mean, I'm just saying.
Good. Got a point there.
He does get you there.
Point.
If you wear wolf ears, you might be a furry.
And on that note, on the last episode of Dungeons and Dreidels, we had a pretty epic fight that broke out between Leah and Throm. Well, not between them, but between Leah, Throm, and the thugs.
Maybe a quick fight.
And after a bit, I think it was like 6 rounds or something like that. Eldrin and Vernant showed up to lend a helping hand. With their help, they were able to overcome all the thugs, and at one point, Leah escaped. Ended up finding a prisoner, like a younger woman that was chained to a bed, and ended up helping her out of there. But accidentally ended up. Okay, maybe not accidentally, but ended up falling out a window and taking, I believe it was like 12 damage, and she only had 6
Which
health.
was just enough. Yes, it was.
Enough to force her to do death saving throws and pitch black in the alleyway. So as the rest of the compound began to swarm, Throm and the others began to look, and they're kicking in doors. They got a couple of other things, like a satchel that had like 20 gold in it, Vernant did, and finally found this room, came upon this room with the open window and with this woman. So they ended up helping the woman who pointed out the window to to cue them that Leah had gone, and they ended up finding her body in the alleyway. They took about 45 minutes or so and made their way, attempted medicine checks as they made their way back to the Silver Dwarf. And where we left off was them coming into the doorway and looking up to see Conrad and Martha coming down the stairs with some sort of, looks like bags in their hands. Luggage.
1 second, I just gotta go to Leah's character sheet and just do one last thing in it. I've gotta add one more to the glorious fuck-ups counter. Which was, sorry, massive fuck-ups. So now, Leah had 3 massive fuck-ups before that fuck-up finally ended her.
Comedy comes in threes.
Yeah.
First fuck-up was the Scarecrow and Adler. Second was the boat. Third was this.
Tom will say to yell it to Martha. Is there anything you can do? Conrad, Martha. And I'll hold Leah up as I bring her in and I don't know, lay her on a table or counter or something.
Martha will slowly. Sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
As he lays her on the counter, you see the arm go limp. There's like her head is slick and matted down in the back with blood. And at this point, you can see that even from here, she looks very pale.
Martha's going to check her pulse. There's not much else she can do. Would that be a medicine check?
Yeah, you don't find any pulse, but you can go ahead and make a medicine check if you wish. Yeah, she doesn't, but just quick signs. She doesn't appear to be breathing. You don't see a pulse. She's awfully clammy, cold.
She's going to do a cure wounds just to say, she tried.
So as the energy transfers, as you can see, your hands light up and they glow, and they begin to radiate the warmth. You creep your hands over Leah's chest, just hoping for something. You see the energy sink into her chest and begin to radiate throughout her body, with like a glimpse before fading to nothing. Waiting a few seconds. Nothing.
Martha just sort of looks at Throm and has a very solemn expression as she just shakes her head. Damn it. She sort of just shoves herself away from the counter and just rubs her face. Okay. This is... She glances over at Conrad and back at Leah and where did you find her? Was she like this when you found her, or?
Found her in an alleyway. Just lying there.
Yeah, pretty much. Go over and grab a drink from the bar. I don't know, just a random cup with something in it. It's wicked.
I like I said pretty much when I was when the person who just talked was me, which would have been Leah. So
Oh, yeah, pretty much. That's what happened.
just Leah's that, and then you just hear from the body. Pretty much.
Sorry.
He was too fucking young.
I forgot
Okay.
Wiley's not here. I don't know why I thought that was
This
him.
is... God damn it, I'm trying to be dramatic. You...
Okay. I'll, does she have a cloak or something? Yes.
I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but I think she set us up. Me and Conrad looked up at the at the bloodstains, and they were clearly put there on purpose. They weren't real. They didn't soak into anything. And but that doesn't mean this is right or good. I mean, she was just a little girl. Shit.
The guy was like scratching his head. That sounds very complicated.
Either way, we need to go before the night is over. Me and Conrad are already packing up. Once these gangs figure out what you guys have done, none of us are going to be safe. Speaking of which, Conrad, could you grab the money from the register? We're probably going to need more than.
Just as medieval register, just made out of wood.
He's already on it.
Okay.
You guys at this point, you've been like cleaning house for, at least a half an hour before these guys show up.
She just sort of paces while she ties the. I'm guessing they just have a bunch of burlap sacks. Sort of tightens the knot on them.
Yeah, mostly.
Unless they have like fantasy suitcases. No,
Suitcases
I
are a
doubt
thing. Like Conrad has one. He has a suitcase. Which
The
he's
rest of
put-
things are probably just stacked up in a mixture of apple crates and.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much
sacks.
stuff. He cleared out the valuables. He's not traveling heavy.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
No, you're fine. Okay. Conrad, how soon do you think we should leave? Do we have time to do anything else? I was going to grab some of the blankets, maybe fold them up so we have some warmer in case it gets cold.
Leave? Where are you going?
We don't know. We just have to get out of this town.
Get out of this town. Ah,
You don't seem to understand what a hornet's nest you just kicked.
oh, I understand. It's gonna take a big gulp. Good, because I plan to go back.
You have to be kidding me.
And he just looks at you with a very, very straight face. I do not kid. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to kill everybody there.
Wow, Jesus.
By yourself.
If I'd have to.
Excuse me for the person who just got here. Who all is here in this
Another
scene
swig.
right now?
I hear a tiny.
Basically
voice
everyone
in the
here.
back.
Everybody is here except for Leah.
Everybody,
Slatoda.
Shit.
I think Slatoda-
everybody except Slatoda, because Leah's there too.
Yeah.
She's just dead.
Yeah. Oh, Slatoda. Yeah, Slatoda, I forgot. You were
Yeah,
like
I already-
walking out the door.
Yeah, I already was going back, grab the last of my stuff out of the Barking Soul.
Okay.
Martha's going to help Conrad with the register.
He doesn't
Yes,
really need
she
much
looks
help. It's
paler
kind of
than
like
usual. Paler than her usual pasty self.
Vernon kind of looks to Thrum as he was saying this, and he's just like, I'm not exactly stupid, but you have my blade if that's what you plan to do.
Then you are stupid. You're both acting.
Stupid. I call it brave, Martha. Brave. Your cowardice.
Foolish.
Your cowardice is blinding you.
I'm not cowardly. I want to live.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to live.
Yeah, wanting to live is cowardly.
You know, a few weeks ago I would have said the same thing, but not right now. Not right now.
Yes, well, you two run off, which is fine. I do plan on going back.
I think we're heading to Slatota's hometown. Just for now. Once everything settles down, we'll probably come back. But we don't want to be here when the Hornets wake up. I'll be honest, I don't think I can survive that many stab wounds.
Well, if I begin your pardon, I believe they're already up, Martha. And friends.
Shit. You know, you're not helping, dear. You're making me very nervous. Oh, I'm feeling a little faint. I'm going to go sit down.
He's still kind of like... He's just looking through little nooks and crannies, and you see, like, every now and again he has, like, a little stash that he kind of, like, throws in. Again, he's not packing super heavily. He just packed his suitcase with, like, a couple of necessities, and then he's taking as much of the valuables as he can carry.
Martha basically stumbles to the chair before she passes out. Well, she doesn't pass out, but she looks pretty close. It seems like everything's just starting to hit her at once.
Brown's gonna take another swig and he's gonna sit the drink down, reach into his pack and pull out a blanket, and he's gonna just wrap Lee up, like roll her up in it really tightly, and like tie it off with some,
A corpse burrito.
yeah, tie it off and tie the feet and the head off with some rope. Yeah, we're gonna burn her body later.
I should probably get the cook's utensils. No, I have some. I mean, could I?
I don't know about you people, but fight or flight here, whatever we do, I've got a couple broken bones to tend to before I can go anywhere.
Oh yes, come here, dear.
All right. He just kind of walks up to Martha.
She just puts a gentle hand on his shoulder.
Oh wow, it's really. Thank
Very
you.
good, you all used a little sleep. I probably will not stay here, but the other inn I stayed, I do not know if they know I was there. I forgot what I was trying to say. I'm gonna stay at the other place with the elf lady.
Yeah.
Conrad, should we rest at where Zlatota is, at the Barking Soul? They probably wouldn't
He
probably
nods.
wouldn't think we'd be there. Okay, okay.
I say nods. He shakes his head. He looks to you all. Well, like I said, I wouldn't, I don't believe it'll be too long before they're here. I'm sure you've done riled them up pretty good.
As well, when they
One of
get
us
here,
should
they can
probably
wake
go
me.
grab the donkey and cart then. In the
Get here, they
dark,
can wake me.
when all the bandits are out.
I'll
Fuck,
pick up-
who is going to go get the cart?
I'm gonna pick up Leah's body, Leah's body, and I'm gonna head out the door to the other end, just say over my shoulder. But when they get there, they can wake me. But for now, I sleep. And I'm gonna head to the other end. I'm just gonna kind of,
Barking Soul.
yeah, I was gonna kind of hide her tiny body under my wing cloaks, so they don't see that I'm carrying a lifeless little girl.
Okay.
Because that might not be good, but I think I can cover her pretty well with my wings.
So it's like right down the street. So, you walk over, and you can see there's like one old drunk dude at the counter, and you see the barkeep. She yells out to you, "Hello, how are you?"
I'm fine. Weird and tired. Do not have a room here for the night.
All right. No breaking the doors now.
I promise.
And she kind of gives you like a half wave as you go up the stairs.
Oh, by the way, if anyone comes knocking for me, just shout.
Um,
And some-
we'll
and I'll
we'll
hit it.
do. I'll be sure to let you know.
I bet. And I'm gonna head up to her room and lay Leah's body down and sleep. Actually, I'm gonna frost breath her body. So I'm just gonna breathe over it and freeze her corpse. 'Cause
Ice,
I don't-
ice, baby.
Yeah, I don't want a body rotting while I sleep next to me. So
Okay.
and I sleep.
All right. So you sleep. So what are the rest of you doing?
Martha's basically waiting for Conrad at this point. I think they've gotten pretty much everything. Martha has a
Burnett
cooking
is
supplies and
waiting for
stuff
whatever
and her
else is together.
cooking book and all her things in some bags.
Yeah,
All
and-
that's left is to probably get the donkey and cart, and that's the difficult part.
yeah, anything that you can carry, you can do. But he doesn't seem to be getting a cart. He, like I said, he's packed very light. He packed his suitcase that he can sling over his shoulder, and then he has like, like a backpack and satchel, whatever, that he's put mostly valuables in, and then some like dry rations and stuff that he's taken from what he has in stock.
Yeah, but Martha has a cart near the edge of the city, so they're probably heading that way anyways. And
Okay. Are you going to bring the cart, go get the cart, bring it back to the inn, or are you just going to bring the stuff and throw it
I
in the cart?
think they're going to walk to the cart.
Okay.
Less conspicuous.
Okay.
Should we roll stealth?
No. Okay. So you guys walk over. So Zlatota. So Throm, you hear poof, poof, poof on your door.
I draw my sword.
Throm, it's me. Did you make?
Come in.
No, go ahead and open the door and step in.
I'm just kind of on the floor, leaned against the wall, I need propped up, with my just covered up, like prepared
Well.
to sleep. But yeah.
Looks like it was a good decision to get Martha out of that. Half blind, and even you got messed up. She probably wouldn't make it long.
Yeah. I guess we'll never know. Yes.
True, but I don't like chances. Guiding someone who's blind, having 3 archers I can't see shooting at us. I wouldn't take the chances of leaving Martha right out in the open with that. Probably walk into a wall and get shot.
Probably.
You find the person you're looking for, and I'll step closer and
I'll nod towards a frozen cocoon on the floor.
go ahead and pop one of those. Because obviously he's not having a good day.
No, not at all. He's hurt and angry.
Yeah, and that 10 HP is going to you.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Thanks. Yes, I found my friend. And I'll nod over to a now frozen cocoon on the floor in the corner on the other wall. She did make it out, but the nature of life is death. So,
Where'd you find her? Like, did you... I know I saw Vernant and Eldrin running across the roofs. I saw you fly off earlier, but no clue where you went.
Oddly enough, in an alleyway, bleeding. She bled out on the way, but
Hmm.
don't know how she got there. But I'm assuming we were too late.
She, just for the record, she definitely came in the facility behind you. She like came crashing into the facility after you were being escorted.
Right. Oh, yep, nope, I remember. Oh wait,
Well-
or is that where you were asking? Sorry, I was going off of where did you find her corpse?
Yeah,
In the alleyway. No, but actually, I'll relay all that to you.
so
Being walked down the hallway, her bursting in, us fighting our way out, her running off, us going to look for her, and her being found in the alleyway. I'll pretty much recap that whole scene.
all right. So the person you went to rescue entered the building after you.
Yeah.
All right.
Strangest thing that.
That starts adding up the things we found out about the room. Did
I don't know.
Martha explain what we found out up there?
I'm not sure. What did you find?
All right. Basically it was a setup. The room itself was not an actual fight. The blood was basically painted on. There was no actual major bloodshed or anything. It was like someone brushed it on to make it look like there was.
And
That was the first thing. Second thing, speaking to Conrad, since it comes out he has contacts and knowledge of these crime lords, the one that we pissed off was Tuck. This isn't how Tuck works. Tuck wanted something, apparently he'd go. He wouldn't leave a message.
let's see if Throm gets it. Nope.
All right.
This is.
Oh.
I do not know what you mean. What's
All right. I'll keep explaining a little bit more. For the note, it said there was a princess. I didn't know of a princess. Martha didn't. Did you know of a princess they were asking to deliver?
Yes, I rescued one earlier.
All right. Did you? I wasn't with you the entire day yesterday, but did you go and like meet Leah? And I'll point over to the corpse. Did you meet her anytime yesterday?
No, I've not
So-
seen her for a while now.
So how would they know you and Leah related? If you saved a princess and they knew, how would they know to go to
Nope,
Leah?
still.
You're just going to have to spell it out for him, bud.
They saw us at some point. I don't. Where are you getting at? Zertot?
Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna start going through this fairly simply. Hopefully you'll recognize some of these names.
Mhm.
There are two major crime lords, Tuck and Dalton Rain.
I made the
Tuck's-
mistake of saying that name.
Yeah, Tuck's the one we pissed off. Dalton Rain's the other one they don't like. You saved a princess none of us knew about. And, alright. Tuck's fairly obviously, as far as we're sure, it wasn't Tuck who asked us to drop off the princess. Leah was not kidnapped. She ran into the building after you. If she had been kidnapped, you'd have met her on her way out. So my guess, she probably knew Dalton. My other guess is someone, either her or someone from Dalton's crew, saw you and that princess. Leah knew you. They didn't know you and Leah knew each other. So Leah, as far as I can figure out, Leah set you up. They set that note saying take the princess, take it to Tuck. Probably so they can take the princess before we get there and have us be pissed off at Tuck instead of Dalton.
Then Thrum growls low in his throat as it dawns on him what you're saying. Finally.
But he thinks that he thought of it, even though you just spelled it out.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I get it.
For clarity, I'm going to say that like out of character, I'm going to say that wasn't 100% correct. But I'm not going to bother correcting anything because Lee isn't allowed to tell you any of this, so I'm going to let you just draw your own conclusions there and think what you think in character. But
I'm not going to tell you anything else,
You-
but
you-
you're
you-
wrong. I just want to let you know you're
just-
You
wrong.
can't
just for
do that.
Yeah.
just for
No,
one final
There's no satisfaction.
No,
You're dead.
No, I'm gonna
You're
I'm gonna
dead.
give you
Your
a little,
mouth
no,
is
I'm
sealed.
giving Shut up, I'm giving you some satisfaction knowing that yes, you came close. You almost had it perfect. You almost had it. Close.
I would have liked to figure that out on our own without you mitigating it.
I was gonna say I knew I was fairly close just going by the tips we have from the room, and I've never even met Leah. I've only heard the name for a day, and I was able to get that close. I was like, yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I'm
Close,
surprised
my
you
friends.
guys didn't
Close.
see it earlier.
I mean, it just took 3 rolls for Thrum to get it, so. So you
No,
can
I
probably
will-
guess why.
I will give Throm the benefit of the doubt
Mhm.
as Letoda, because he doesn't see the rolls, but he does see a nearly unconscious, bleeding, obviously just chugged like three pints of something.
Mhm. Oh yeah, definitely drunk. That is
Yeah. So
but
what's
most people's dastardly secrets come out after they die.
Yeah, so I'm sure Martha said the current plan we're going with, get it out of town because Tuck's pissed, and it's fairly, at least to me, it's fairly obvious Dalton's not on our side either. So we've got 2 crime lords possibly looking for us, and no major allies. So it may be time to skip town for a bit.
Well, that's not 100% correct. I might have a friend in town I can speak with.
Is this friend strong enough to take 2 crime lords?
I look at the sword that this extremely long and sharp sword that I have. Maybe I'll ask, but just in case, you also get on the road, and I'll catch up.
All right. Well, I'm staying till morning. I need to get as much as I want to get out of here. Now, I do have, as you know, coming in, I do have some people from my town that I need to make sure get out of here too. As far as I'm aware, none of the only people from Tuck's group who've seen me, I shot and killed, but I don't want to take any chances of them going, that was a lizard folk. These are some lizard folks.
Leave no witness. That's smart. Yes, that's fine. I'll do my own thing anymore, and I'll let you all know. But now, I need to sleep.
Alright. I'm packed up. You know what? You grab some sleep. I'll keep watch. Just trade out with me in a couple hours.
So Martha, so you break off of Conrad, and go to the Barking Soul. It's right down the street.
I figured they might as well just stop there while they're on the way to the outside of town. Not necessarily breaking off, but making a detour for a second, if that makes sense.
It's literally on the way. It's like right down the street. Actually,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know where they were, would you?
Vernant would. Because
That's
I
true.
took Vernant there to get breakfast, but none of the others. Because I don't think they ever stopped by there, and I don't think I told anyone but Vernant.
Yeah.
Or not. Do you
I
know
have-
where Latota is?
Yes, I do. And Vernon did offer to go with them. I didn't roleplay it, but he did. Retrospect. Powerful fact.
Okay, to the Barking Soul.
Okay, so you get in, and there's one drunk dude at the counter, and you see like a long, kind of slender elf female. She's kind of like wiping down some dishes and like just tidying up the place. It's nighttime. It's not very busy here.
Excuse me, miss. You wouldn't happen to have seen a lizard folk come in here a second ago, would you?
Well, not a second ago, but we do have one staying here. Should I send him a
He's my
message for
friend.
you?
Could I go talk to him, please?
Sure. Upstairs, third door on the right.
Okay, Mark.
She
the
didn't follow.
headshot.
She didn't follow the instruction and yell.
Yeah, she didn't.
Because he didn't say it to the enemy. He just said to somebody looking for him. I would love that. Just she yells from his defensive one is like, it's fucking you.
So, is it just you, or is it you and Vernant?
I mean, I'm going wherever they're going, as far as I'm concerned. But I guess it's up to them.
Okay. So, as you do that, she walks out back. Zlatota and Throm, you hear there's like a copper tube that's like in the corner of the room. Hey, someone's coming. Quickly.
Thank you. I'll grab my great sword and go over there.
And
Point
before
to the
Throm
totem.
slices someone else in half.
I'll hide like on
Yeah, I'm
the right side of the door.
gonna step over to the far corner so I can see when the door starts opening. Draw my longbow. And I'm also
Mark
gonna
is
just.
going to knock on the door like a sensible person.
Smart lady.
Zlatota, are you in there?
Oh,
Oh, she's at the wrong door.
Oh, you're in Throm's room. That's right.
Yeah.
He's knocking on the door next to him. They can probably still hear.
Oh, Martha, is that you? I'll open the door.
Oh, goodness. I
It's
guess
on
I
the
was given
opposite side of the
wrong
hallway.
room.
Get in.
Oh,
Come,
you
come,
give
come.
me a heart attack.
Well,
Okay.
You just almost died, so come. Get in. I'll
She just
usher
hears
her.
that like
What?
she yeah, exactly.
I mean, if she did walk through, there are two people with 2 extra attacks who do like an average of 12 damage a swing.
Okay. She has a hand to her chest like, oh, okay.
It's okay.
Boys, all right.
I'll close it.
Latota, I just wanted to tell you, me and Conrad are skipping town early. We don't want to risk it, so we're just going to head towards Hondel.
Alright, I'll end Hondel. We're in Hondel.
Yeah.
I mean Ustad. Head to Ustad.
Alright,
There's
Yeah.
Utsad.
yeah.
Ustad, leave me alone.
I'm waiting for the morning. I need to make sure I get my people going, and Throm says he knows someone who might be able to help with this.
Should we just wait a couple miles out of town then?
If you'd like. But just in case this doesn't work out, I do advise you to get started.
If you do wait, if you see my caravan going and none of us, go ahead and stop at Utsad.
Okay. So just keep an eye out for a caravan of lizard folk. That should be easy
Lizard
enough.
folk, couple elves, humans, because some of the people from Utsat also
All
get
right.
ready.
Well, best of luck to you. I sincerely hope that no one gets killed tonight. Or no one
Well,
else gets killed tonight. She sort of pats his shoulder before heading out. Okay, thank you for not killing me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Before you do go, think you can help throw him out some. He's
Oh, of course. Come here, big hunk.
I don't want to, but I need the healing.
All right.
She just sort of pats his chest. There you go, buddy.
Thank you, Martha.
Try not to get into any big fights again. Who am I kidding? Of course you're going to. That was a
You know me
stupid
better
thing.
than
to
that. Come on, Martha. But
Try not to get into any stupid fights. How about that?
better. Fair enough.
Watch your back. Be sure to drink plenty of milk. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. What else am I
Okay,
missing?
you can leave now. Bye, Martha. Bye. And I start pushing him out
Be
the
sure
door.
to wear a jacket. It's
Goodbye.
getting
Goodbye. Okay. All right.
I'm pretty
Close
sure
the door.
Drama's already broken at least half those rules.
Wear a jacket. They block my wings.
Don't do drugs, but that's how I know.
That's how
Don't
I
do-
rage. No,
Don't do drugs.
that's how I rage.
Martha,
Whenever he wants to raid, he just pulls out a joint.
I don't think that... I don't want to hear that from you, Martha. Don't do drugs.
My drugs saved you already with the rage.
Every day.
What? Me? Do drugs? I mean. No. Motoburies aren't drugs. Those are berries.
I need to sleep now, so you all need to leave my room. So go.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, I'm going. I'm gone. Goodbye.
Go.
She shuts the door.
Go. This will totally too.
I'm waiting. I'm actually...
Go.
Do we keep watch, one person sleep, or do we just...
Are we in the same? Are we sleeping in the same room? Did they give me your room?
No, you have separate rooms.
No.
Yeah, because I still paid
Separate
for...
room. You just-
That's the funny thing. I paid for 2 nights. It comes out we're staying here for 2 nights. I didn't overpay.
I don't know. Nah, this night I need to be alone.
All right. I'll head over back to my room.
Yes.
All right, you head back to your room. Martha, you and Vernant head downstairs. You see the slender elven barkeep, and she kind of waves to you like a princess wave. Take care. Have a nice night.
She's almost got you guys killed. It's great.
Okay, she's going to head towards the edge of town, get her cart, and then they're going to start heading out.
Okay, so as you head out, you see that Conrad is not there. He actually steps up like behind you, coming like from the alleyway.
Conrad!
Unnecessary
Don't
jump
do
scare.
that. I'm already on edge.
Well, you can't be too careful.
And
Ugh.
no, that'd be.
I love you to death, but sometimes you're going to scare the shit out of me. Or one of these days, you're going to scare the literal shit out of me. Okay?
Gross.
Gross.
Okay. To the cart. Then
Also,
we just
I'm
straight
sorry
on.
if you guys hear my steampunk abomination air conditioner / fan in the background.
I don't hear it. You're
Okay.
fine.
Now,
Yeah, we're fine.
I can't hear him, so is he low to anybody else or is it just me? Do I have his volume down?
Possibly.
No,
He's
he's
okay
good.
to me.
I do have his volume down. Whoops.
I've very rarely heard of people turning me down. Usually people turn me up.
I mean, it's for
Well,
not.
I didn't turn you down, which is weird. I don't know why but you're back up now. So sorry. I'm glad I asked because I thought that I was the only one. Okay, good to know.
So, Eldrin, he was obviously with the whole escapade. He is going along with probably.
I mean, he's been staying at Silver Dwarf and
Well,
kind of with us. So.
well, yeah, but he was with you obviously when everything happened.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm trying to think if he would have stayed with Leah's body. I don't think so. I think he would stay with Martha.
Yeah.
And try and
Everyone
keep moving.
follow the mama duck.
So, yeah, you guys head out. You grab your cart, and the donkey, the little kind of stable hand boy. He's kind of like just sleeping outside with the animals. He's kind of like, he got like a pitchfork. He's like half on guard, and he kind of like runs up. Hey, what are you? Oh, it's you.
Hey there, sweetheart. We're just heading out town now. I just need my donkey and my cart. And she hands him a gold piece.
He smiles and Conrad goes over, puts his hand on the kid's shoulder. We'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone we were here. Understand? And the boy nods and puts the gold piece in his pocket, and leads the donkey out for you.
All right, she's going to
cart's
tie
round
the
back.
donkey to the. All right, she's going to head back and tie the donkey to the cart and everything. Get everything set up. Hop in. Put all the bags in the back. Okay. Climb aboard, everybody. Does anyone have vehicle proficiency? Because I sure the fuck don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a donkey. It goes like slow as balls. It's probably like quicker to walk alongside it than it is to like ride in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the donkey can carry the load, so you can take your packs off and whatever and throw it in the cart. But
Carrying people is gonna be.
yeah, it's not really made for that.
Okay, then. We're going to walk beside the donkey and head out.
You either ride the donkey or use it as a pack wheel. You generally don't do both.
All right, so you guys head out. So we'll go ahead and move wherever you want to move. Hold on. Are you guys on the map? You guys are not on the map. How dare you? How dare you not be on the map?
We were in the lobby.
Okay, so now you're on the map. Go ahead and move wherever you wish.
I think they're going to do a straight shot from, I'm guessing they left here. So just go straight. You can move 3 tiles a day, right?
You can move 3 tiles a day, but it's also not daytime. So you can move, it depends. If you go all night without sleeping, you could probably move 3, and then that would be like until, you know, the next morning.
Well, they could take turns resting in the cart. So I think they can make it all night. Is that counting the first tile or 3 afterwards?
So, no, you can go 2 more tonight. That'll bring you until morning. And, okay, so go ahead and roll a d6 2 times.
Ow, bears. Ow, bears. Ow, bears.
Trolls. Trolls. Trolls.
Oh, devastated.
Oh, thank God.
Owl bears and
Angry
trolls
midgets,
just
angry
swarm
midgets.
you. Sea trolls come
Just
from the
angry-
coast, and
Th-
mountain
Three-
trolls from the north.
An
One
army
armored-
of sentient owlbears attack you.
One armored owlbear and 3 trolls riding the other 3 owlbears.
Please, let's make that a thing someday.
Oh man, troll cavalry.
So, there is enough for 2 of you to get rest.
With angry midgets riding on
With-
the troll shoulders.
with-
With crossbows.
Yeah, just based on what you guys are doing, and like, there's not enough shifts for everybody to have like an actual long rest. So
Short
there,
rest at most.
yeah, but there's enough for 2 of you can get a long rest. Conrad volunteers to go through the night.
Aw, she'll smooch his head. You're so nice to me.
Eldrin volunteers to sleep, to rest,
Of course he does.
but that doesn't mean he has to.
It
He's
makes,
just
I mean,
he's
it
just
makes
volunteering.
sense. He can just be in a. I mean, it makes sense. He can just be in a trance and be semi-conscious.
Honestly, Vernon's not looking too terribly after he was healed, and also, like I said, he's the stupid brave dude. So, I don't know if he had the option. I don't know if he would sleep.
I was also gonna say, don't forget, Eldrin only has to trance for 4 hours.
He still
Yeah.
needs to take a long rest though for a full time. It
Their
doesn't
long rest is
mean
the 4.
yeah. No, his long rest is not a 4 hours. His long rest is the same amount of time as a regular long rest. The only difference is he doesn't have to sleep. That's the
Yeah,
only
he has
difference.
4 hours where he basically sleeps in the trance, and then 4 more hours of doing like light stuff, basically.
Like walking.
No, actively traveling and walking is not like a light duty. Like, it's one thing if you take a walk for 10 minutes around the block and you're like, oh, I'm doing whatever. No, traveling is not a light duty. That'd be like him lounging and like reading a book by the campfire, or like, you know. So anyway, it's up to you. You can have 2 people full rest. So if it's Eldrin and Martha, and Conrad and Vernant do not rest. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't mind that. Do we get short rests or anything, or is it just in general we don't rest at all?
Either nobody can have a long rest, and you can all have a short rest, or 2 people can have a long rest.
Okay, then Vernon just doesn't rest at all then. So I'm assuming that we take some exhaustion,
So, hold on.
however that works. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so just make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Ah, shit, alright.
On a fail, you get a level of exhaustion.
And here come the 3 nat ones.
Oh, we can't save.
Just barely. No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's the same for you anyway.
Oh yeah, it is the same, yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, so no problem. Hold on a second.
Alright.
Wow. Okay, so you guys both just barely made it.
You have like raccoon eyes, but you're still somehow. They're catching their second wind and I'm suddenly super jazzed and.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Yeah. Last combat, I imagine Vernon's been having his second win for like the past 30 hours. Vernon's still running off of adrenaline.
alright, so, Zlatota and Throm. So, maybe... oh yeah, Zlatota. Did you end up wanting to go or no? Because I know you were
No.
debating it. So you're not. You're
Um,
staying here.
I am staying till the morning so I can get my people going, and then basically I want my people the caravan I went with, to get going, and then we're gonna see about Throm's contact in the city. If I don't like the chances, I'll probably go ahead and start leaving too. But I'm sticking it out for now.
Okay. When you guys got back, it wasn't terribly late. It was about maybe 8 o'clock. So after everything happened, say it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, when Martha showed up. So this is like approximately 2 hours later, like getting towards twilight. So you can go ahead and have a short rest, Throm.
Yeah.
If you want to use any hit die or anything that recharges on a short rest. Slatoda, you said you were keeping watch.
Throm kicked me out of the room, so I'm basically I'm keeping an ear out, but I am going to try and get some sleep.
Well, you can do one or the other. You can either keep an ear out or you can go to sleep.
Hit die.
Yeah,
Because you did already say anyway that you were keeping watch. You're keeping an ear out.
yeah, and
Whatever.
that was going to be both of us in Throm's room, one watching while the other sleeps, one sleeps, then switch, but Throm kicked me out, so
Yeah. So,
I'm probably just going to try and get some sleep. Because hopefully the only guys who saw me were dead, and hopefully,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
and also, just given how well you guys work together, the odds are kind of in your favor against anybody who gets trapped in small apartment or in rooms with a lizard folk ranger and a dragonborn barbarian.
So, you're both asleep. So, okay. That's what we're gonna do. Go ahead, Throm. Hold on. I gotta make a shish kebab here, also known as a battle map.
Okay? I thought his shish kebab was something bad for a second.
It depends who's saying it. Because if it's
Oh.
Throm saying it, it's
All
a
of a
sword
sudden-
doctor's no one.
All of a sudden, a lance pierces through the entire side of the inn, impaling both Slatoda and Throm.
Shish kebab everywhere.
Hello, are you aware of a thing called the Dragonator in Monster Hunter? Yeah, one of those just went through your window.
All right, Throm, put yourself somewhere, and then I'll structure the room.
By the way, Dylan, how are you so decent at making battle maps on the fly? Does it come from experience or something?
I have assets, so
Yeah.
I label them all nicey nice, and yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, where'd you want me to put myself? Somewhere on this room.
That's a pretty big room. Hold on.
Squish it. There you go.
Even that's a fairly big room.
I mean, we are fairly big lizards.
Reptili. Actually, no, dragons
Like a
are
standard
under
room would be like
reptiles,
50,
technically.
like a standard room would be like 15, 20 feet.
Or, I wouldn't consider dragons reptiles. Dragons are dragons, but
They are reptiles.
They're reptiles, buddy.
Okay.
Are they really?
They're literally just reptiles with wings.
well, I mean, I'm just saying
Alright.
that
It's a
in
Tiamat's
D&D
face.
terms, most reptiles are beasts, whereas dragons are dragons.
That is true.
Think
Granted,
about it.
both of us are humanoid.
Where's the door to my room? Well, where's
To the
door
right.
my room is? Jesus fucking Christ. Can you ping it for me? Alright.
That's a teeny tiny room.
Probably on this this side of the door then. If it's there.
What on earth is that?
Hallway and stairs.
Oh,
Noise.
I mean, it could be something dangerous for all we know. It could be a mimic hallway and mimic stairs.
This
I
entire
hate that so much.
The entire inn is a mimic.
I would hate that so much.
was it the from the whole SpongeBob movie, the elf bartender downstairs is actually just the tongue of the mimic.
Exactly.
The thugs put this huge mimic house here all along to trick people.
Monster house.
The whole
People
city's
dis-
a mimic.
the tongue is secretly a lady selling ice cream.
Tuck walks in as some like evil mastermind wizard, just like, "Oh, you fell into my trap all along. I've been planning this for years."
So, Zlatoda, you can put yourself on this other, whatever, this other room.
What an uneven way to separate your rooms.
Yeah, not everything's made with like, you know, super
Asymmetrical.
great architecture or symmetrical. That's what I was looking for.
Not to mention,
I'm
you never know.
rating. I'm giving this DN session a bad rating on Yelp because
You
I
never
don't
know.
like the room
There-
designs.
There could be a support beam here. It is a multi-floor building.
Katie.
Right.
Jeez, pity. Well, I like it.
All right, I'm getting too in depth here. I'm trying to like get the stairs and all that bullshit.
Just let the bodies hit the floor.
When chances are whoever walks
Preferably
into
not ours.
when chances are
Alright.
whoever walks into this room, Drama's gonna cut them in half. So I mean,
So, let's do it, y'all. Let's
What do you need?
So where's? I pinged your door, so you're right next to the door. You're like behind the door.
Yep.
Okay.
On the opposite side of the door.
Okay.
And
I gotta grab my
I was-
creature here.
yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, I want to be able to stealth, but I'm in a room. It's not like I can climb up to the roof and stick to it to hide.
Door opening this way or this
yeah,
way?
Tabaxi.
It opens with your like. It would hide you as it opens.
Gotcha. That's what I want.
Oh, why is this still? Hold on 1 second. For some reason, it didn't change his name. Thought it did. Fucker.
And you know the best part?
It didn't
I still have dark vision.
didn't change his name. You making some custom enemies here, Dylan?
Maybe. Maybe it's just random person one.
Yeah, it's just random person one. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I know why. It's hold on. It's the token didn't link to the right sheet.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens. As somebody who's DM'd like one session, though, I hate it when that happens.
Room service. Oops.
Oh my god, it'd be terrible if some like waitress just walks in or like bartender just walks in and is like, "Hello, are you gonna pay for your?"
Hello, I know you were leaving tomorrow morning, but I need to talk to you about your tab.
I mean, it's not the first time that it's happened. Just saying.
All right. Now this is the real deal. Now, sorry. So let's go ahead. Let's roll initiative. Not Zlatota. Yeah, Zlatota. You can roll initiative, I suppose, but you're not acting on this round.
Complex.
Regular initiative or
Um.
how do you want to do this?
Because you're not acting. Oh, you're not. You're unable to act, so you go last anyway. Yeah, let's do the complex.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love the complex initiative actually.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
even
roll
gonna lie.
initiative. No.
So under the condition, just put unable to act. All right. So anyway,
By the way, did we ever do the thing where Vernon has -3 initiative? Have we done that yet?
How is that possible?
That was what possible. Me going like all out.
37.
And I went like full out if something's going because I'm gonna have to run over there, possibly attack.
Well, what
do
I'm
a
saying
bonus
is
action.
you can't do anything this round anyway.
Yeah, and that also my like I am making sure I am the last person because I'll have to hear it after him and Throm start a fight.
All right, no problem. So, Throm, you're awoken from your slumber. As your door kicks in, Tuck comes in, and he searches around. Well, I suppose you don't know it's Tuck, but spoilers, it's Tuck. And he looks around. He whips over to you, and he like just picks you up by like your like the scruff of your shirt. It's you, is it? And yeah. So I suppose it was pretty useless to do that first initiative. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it again.
Regular initiative?
No, we're doing the complex. We're doing complex. Complex as fuck.
Do you want me to still put the unable to act, or
No, I would say like you hear the boof, and like you are at this point, you're up. You don't unless you were like, I'm sleeping in my armor tonight. Like, you know, you still have
I
to
don't
grab
wear
your
armor.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't wear armor, so
That's true. That's true.
my
You just need to pick up your bow and your crazy fucking owlbear shield and swords and stuff.
So he's gonna use that. Sorry, I made him custom. I have to look at his things to see like what
Whoa,
the
whoa,
damage
whoa.
die are and stuff.
did I just get
Yeah.
that lucky?
Like,
Wow.
bitch.
Oh, I was hoping he still. I thought you rolled an 8 for him. I was like, oh, cool, deck's off. I think I win.
Yeah. I had to check. Like I said, I had to check his damage die and stuff. So, oh, why is this all fucked up? Tell me, guys, why is this all messed up? I thought I did.
Fucked up, kid.
I did all this. I made him all custom, and now it looks like all his buttons are fucked up.
You done fucked it all up.
So
All right, I'm just gonna click.
5,
So he's gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna go for it. He takes 3. He takes out this long, like K-bar looking knife. It's super jagged, and it looks pretty like a nice knife. Like there's a split second where you're like, oh, that is a good quality knife, and then he takes 3 quick slashes at your gut. Go ahead and make 3 Constitution saving throws, please.
Alright. Well, 2 of them miss.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I take it you slept in your armor.
I barely wear armor, so yeah. I wear like hides and
Oh, it says you have scale mail on.
that's because there's no custom thing for what I wear, so. But armor wise,
Right.
I'm wearing scale mail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can change the AC or the AC settings. I turn it off because it doesn't track lizard folk skills very well.
What con save you said, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you take 7 bleeding damage and 9 piercing damage. Alright, and then Zlatota, your go. So you hear
Alright.
it's you then! And then just like a like sounds of what is the beginning of a scuffle.
All right. I'm not going to go for the bow. I'm grabbing my short sword shield. So that's 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep.
So as you step out in the hall, because I didn't want it to be spoily, you step out into the hall, and there's a fair amount of thugs down this hallway.
Ooh.
I didn't put them on the initiative, but they're kind of like, they're just a backup. They're standing by and letting Tuck do his thing, because Tuck is the boss.
Might have been good to bring the bow.
No, bow and melee combat.
Well, I'm just saying higher damage for you, but yeah. You're right.
Oh, I'm about to make up for that higher damage. So just making sure it's me right now. Like they weren't ready for me to bust through this door.
Correct. They were standing back. They're more of like they have weapons drawn. They're kind of ready, like uneasy, but they're like, they don't look like they're not charging into the room. They're definitely like standing back from the doorway.
Alright, I am going to possibly have a lot of fun now. First guy right here in front of me. We're getting things going. Hunter's
Okay.
mark.
All right.
Oh yeah. Also, by the
So-
way, Latoda gives me way more respect for rangers.
Oh yeah.
I don't like rangers at all.
First attack. I didn't set one up for having both the Hunter's mark and this, but
That's fine.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like, or I think you're also gonna quite like Fenrir. Like, I do
So
quite like this.
that's-
Like, I'm looking at Slatodas and Fenrir. Like, the whole play style and combat and all that. They're so different, even though they're the same class. Like, the whole play
that's
style is so
the
different.
first strike. Let's see if I added this correctly for the short sword. Second strike. Nope.
Okay. So, go ahead and just roll a d20 for me. So, the first strike, he's caught off guard again. Like, these guys are letting Tuck take care of the business, and just like totally off guard as you catch a chunk out of the side, and as he kind of like goes up, he parries your weapon at the right spot. You feel like it's just about to slip out of your grip, but you just barely hold on to it, as you have to kind of like take a step back and reposition. It's kind of like more on reflex on his part. He parried you.
Alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and start setting up these other things. So that's all I got, my 2 attacks, my movement, my bonus.
All right, Throm, your go.
Looking at him and seeing the stab wounds, I look up. Thanks for making this easy. And the sclera of my eyes go black, but instead of shading over, my irises flash white as this bit of a dark glow comes around me. And I do that as my bonus action.
Okay.
And where those wounds where I just wipe my hand over them and draw my blade, pop my neck. This will be fun. And that's my turn.
All right. So, would you guys like me to roll for each thug, or just the thugs and then Tuck? Your choice.
I don't care.
Actually, I'm gonna do different because it's a narrow hallway, they're gonna do things a little bit differently. They're not all gonna do the same thing, so guess that sort of makes it redundant. All right.
And also, I'm assuming these guys are not quite as dumb as the people we attacked in the complex, especially because they can parry.
Sure.
Let's see. 8s.
Rolling my shit.
I'm getting like nothing but 8s.
8. There's a snake in my bra, and it's starting to get too big to stay in there. They grow up so fast.
6.
Sorry, I'm fixing the buttons. Like I said, it for whatever reason screwed up my buttons here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have way too many things for attacks.
All right, so this is gonna do this. Lexinesh, he's gonna move. And these two on the back are gonna go out the same because they have their heavy crossbows that they're gonna do. Wow, 4 again. Okay. So Tuck's gonna go ahead again, and he's gonna do
Seriously?
3 more swipes with his blade.
First one hits.
Okay. And the other ones do not. Because you have 18 now. Yeah, because shield of hit. Okay. So go ahead and make 2 Constitution saving throws, please. One is to see if the shield stays. Not. It wouldn't really matter on this anyway. So we'll just say it's for the. Yeah. Oh, because it lasts up to a minute, right?
Oh, no. It lasts up to 10 minutes.
It lasts up to 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry. First one, I guess?
So the first one, because it was ambiguous, I'll let you choose. Would you rather take the 2 damage and keep your shield up?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, so you end up taking, 11 plus 2 is 13. Which is, I don't believe, halved, right? Because you're not raging yet?
No.
Okay. So, this thug over here is gonna, third from the back, he's gonna heavy crossbow at you, Latota. And then the one behind him is going to do the same. Alright? It's kind of hard for them to, they're trying to go past their allies and they're like, move, get out of the way!
There are more big lizards than we were expecting.
Throm, your go. Okay. The second one hits. So the first one, as you, he takes the small of his blade and he just, poof, he bashes it to the side, like right in the flat. He kind of half sidesteps, half hits it out, and you're like, as you bring it back for another one that connects with him.
That's my turn.
All right.
All right.
All right. So this thug is going to, he's going to step in the room, and he's going to take a swipe at Zlatota.
The first one hits.
Okay. And then it's your go.
Just my health real quick. All right. He's still in range for me to take a swipe at, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna be keeping up with him. Short sword, hunter's mark.
Yep, that's enough to hit.
Short sword. Let me make sure. Short sword, Colossus Slayer, Hunter's Mark.
Yep, so you got the 2d6 plus 3. So you also need to add Colossus Slayer.
Uh, that's my
Oh.
2d6 plus my d8 plus 3.
Okay, both of those hit. I'm assuming you're taking a multi-attack at him anyway.
Yeah, and
So does a Hunter's
Just
Mark
I-
is every single attack, right? I'm just making sure
Yep.
it's not the first attack. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's
And-
yeah, that's enough to finish him.
okay. Never mind. I can't Hungry Jaws because I didn't put myself in initiative to move forward. So I'll just be staying where I am right now. It's gonna take Throm's job since he's not raging. I'll just go ahead and frenzy. But I have to wait until this guy steps forward. I'm waiting.
Alright. So, this guy steps forward. He takes a multi-attack at you.
Both hit.
Okay, so I will say, yeah, you can do your bonus if you like now.
All right. Let me get my. Take out my 14 health. So, 39. 25 health, not 325.
No, 325 sounds legit.
Yeah, that's how amazing my power is. And I can't use my Hungry Jaws bonus action because I am going to be shifting Hunter's Mark to him.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I put the Hungry Jaws as a bonus action, because it was like, I'm either going to Hungry Jaws or I'm going to shift. So I'll shift it over.
Alright, so let's do it again.
Ooh, there we go.
Watch, they roll a 1 and a 2.
Nat 1, nat 1, nat 1.
Alright, yeah, you guys are first up.
Alright. I feel bad for this dude. Because now it is time for Short Sword Hunter's Mark. Short Sword Colossus Hunter's Mark.
Alright, so the first one, yep, hits. The second one, again, he kind of like steps back as you into thin air. For the Colossus Slayer.
Hold on. Oh, put a plus. Put another 2 on that 7.
It wouldn't
I
hit
didn't
him
realize.
anyway.
Yeah, I didn't realize I left it on strength instead of dex.
I think is a short sword. Can you use dex on a short sword?
Yeah,
Short
sure.
sword is normally dex.
Yeah, it's a
Finesse
finesse.
weapon.
Okay.
I forgot that I was sitting with a +4 instead of my +6, but yeah. And then now, since he's standing in front of me, I can Hungry Jaws. Let's see if my bite hits. Oh, dang.
Yeah. It does. You like gnaw at some of his stuff, but it's like at a knot almost in his armor, where your fangs just aren't quite deep enough to sink in. And he kind of like, oi, oi, and he like begins just like punching you in the skull, like trying to like get you off, and you quickly like snap back.
And that's all I can do for now.
All right, Throm, your go.
Alright, 2 more swings.
Alright, that's a hit. And that is... yeah, that one does not hit. Alright.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. So he's gonna go. He's just gonna keep doing what he's doing. It's working.
None of those hit.
Alright, so as you begin to kind of like bob and weave, he's like okay, so let's look in the back. So these thugs, this one's gonna go ahead and do the same thing. He's gonna step over here, take a swipe at you, let his other guy come up, and take a swipe at you as well. So is Latoda.
Mace. Yeah, that's 2 hit.
So 14 total. And this one comes up and he does the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that another
That's another 11.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? That's exact number. So I'm exact 0.
Okay, this thug no longer has anything to do, so he's just gonna hold his action, I suppose. So Latoto, go ahead and make a death saving throw, please. No, that'll be at the end of the round, sorry. We'll all re-roll initiative. This thug here is just gonna stand back.
Great on that, of course.
Alright, and this thug back here, all the way in the back, he's just gonna stand guard. He's not going to, like, come any closer. Not that you see him anyway. So Tuck, seeing as, yeah, everything going down, he's gonna go ahead and do his multi-attack fist. So he kind of like sheaths his thing for a second, and he starts to strike you with like very fluid hand-to-hand combat motions. Do any of these hit an 18? Does that? Yeah. So the 18 hits you. So make a DC 13 Strength saving throw. And so you take 8 bludgeoning damage. Oh yeah, no problem. He like, as he punches you, it's like a punch, and then he like does almost like a lion's claw and like catches your back, attempts to pull you into a grapple, but you easily just you throw him off. I also forgot to mention, he sidesteps and allows these other 2 thugs go, so they're gonna position themselves like this. There's gonna be 2 rounds of multi-attacks at you.
Oh, they're not staying aside anymore. Okay. Only the last one hits.
So that's 10. And then it's your go. Alright. The last one hits. Okay, at this point, you can see like this dude is a very battle-hardened guy, just like yourself. He takes it with kind of like a, like almost a sweet satisfaction as you across the front of his chest. All right. Any bonus actions or anything?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay. Slatoda, death saving throw, please.
Ooh, exactly.
All right, success. All right, we're gonna go ahead and roll again. All right, Tech's gonna go ahead. He's gonna do more fists. He's coming at you hand to hand at this point. He's trying to subdue you, and get you into a grapple.
He's
Okay.
fisting Throm.
Yeah. So, yeah, all those hit. That's enough damage anyway. Okay. So as he pulls you in, you get knocked unconscious. Slatoda, go ahead and make a death saving throw, please. Okay, that's one fail. Okay, and as far as you know, the world goes black.
Well, fuck.
Well, hold on here. So,
And then here comes the armored owlbears.
To save them.
He has the
You wait
skull of
next,
our...
the next time you wake up, you find a troll with burn marks all around it. Its neck with a giant scar. He points to you and recognizes you, and welcomes you to his tribe, where you're raised as one of their own.
He has the shield of our people. We must protect him.
The next day, you will find some strange elder ogre hybrid.
so,
You wake up in a owlbear village.
you wake up to the face of an owlbear looming over you. Martha and company. Martha, you kind of like, oh, you rub the sleepies out of your eyes. You wake up, it's morning time. Conrad comes over to you. He has like mad raccoon eyes at this point. Well, good morning, Martha.
She smooches his eyes.
We
Thank you for keeping watch for us, sweetheart.
should be there by mid-morning, I think. Maybe noontime.
Oh, thank God.
So go ahead and roll a move your token to a place. Go ahead and roll 1d6. We'll have Weiler do it this time.
Okay. How many d6?
Just one. The farmlands don't count.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
3.
So, yeah. So by the time it's about 11 or so, by the time you guys get to Utsad, you can see at this point, it's much more thriving than when you left it. You can see there's some sort of structure. Again, there's still a military presence here, but everybody's starting to rebuild. A couple of people notice you and they wave, hello.
By the way, Vernon, as a traveler who's never really been to this part of the world before, looking at it and comparing, like, the architecture, the general culture, the people, how different is Utsad from Hundel?
Fairly different. Just like you're comparing like a port city to a nearby farming town. So I mean, some of the architecture is the same in terms of style. Like if you're talking about like just the way that buildings are built, it's pretty much the same. but it's definitely a different atmosphere. This is more of like an open. You can see people like to and fro in the streets, carrying like beasts of burden, or like carrying carts, and just it's almost like a warmer atmosphere than Hondel. Hondel's like a city.
Yeah.
Like people are like in the market square, right? It's just like a huge cluster of people, and then outside that, it's just a myriad of people going here and there down the alleyways, and it seems to be more of a kind of like a hands to yourself, closed off at Hondel. This is a very warm atmosphere.
Vernon kind of looks at the group and is like, I've never really traveled anywhere in Nordvinden before except for where I started out. So this is pretty interesting. It's quite quaint.
It's certainly a farming town, dear.
I'm not used to them.
So, Fenrir, you're somewhat
Already?
not quite mediocre, not very luxurious stay at the I don't know why the name's escaping me. Journal, help me. Barking
Black
Soul.
Bricks.
The Barking Soul
Barking.
is disrupted by a large doof as a scuffle erupts. It
Oh.
lasts maybe 30 seconds or so. And yeah, I'll say leave you there. So like 30 seconds of you kind of like whoa, 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 to gather yourself.
Yeah, so that's what the drunken man they saw was, huh? I thought it was.
No, you're not the drunken man. You're like in your room.
I was gonna say it would fit Fenrir earlier.
I also have to
About
say, Weiler, how much do you drink and pee? Like you're always getting drinks. Like you should just have like one of those drink
well,
hats.
The thing is I usually can like stock up on stuff and bring it up here, but I'm running out of things to drink. So I'm honestly
Consistently.
I'm probably going to be I'm probably gonna be leaving more often in this game. But also like I bring like a can of soda or something with me.
Instead of drinking liquid, he injects it straight to his bladder, which is why he has to pee constantly.
And also most of the time I'm not using the bathroom. I'm just going to get drinks or do other things. But yeah,
Then don't say you're going to pee!
I don't think I do say that. Well, anyway,
Anyway, that was just a side note. So yes, Fenrir.
yeah.
You're the one who says you're gonna be dying in the bathroom, Martha.
I figured you'd need to know where I was if I was dying in the bathroom. Never buy Walmart 30-cent burritos. Never.
Right. So I'm in my room and I hear this scuffle that lasts for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then you again. That's
Is it
why
the
I'm
same-
leaving it. I'm leaving you there because I'm not sure what you would do. So before I narrate what's going forward,
Yeah, is it the same floor or is it like a different
yes, yeah. This is just it's just a 2-story facility here.
floor? Hey, the battlefield. Actually, what time is it?
You have no idea. It's definitely the middle of the night, but
Okay, no, I just wanted to know that if it was like night or day. Okay. Hey, battlefield still going out of there. Fenrir's gonna take a quick look out the hallway to see what's going on.
you can see as a couple like these are like very like hard-looking men, and they like one of them in particular just has a large dragonborn man just dragging him behind him. And then you see a lizard folk. Especially if you're not from around here, I don't know if you would have ever seen one before, but whether or not you have.
Dragons are part of my town's culture, so I definitely recognize Throm
Yeah.
Dragonborn.
No, I meant the lizard folk. So you recognize the dragon folk, but you don't recognize, or you may recognize the lizard folk, but probably not.
I think I might just like wrongly assume he's a dragonborn, just looking at him
Yeah.
at a glance.
But anyway, so you see the dragonborn getting dragged, and like again, like all these hard-looking men. The one that's dragging him has like some blood streaking across his chest. Nobody's taking notice of you, but you see the other one is just laying face down in the hallway as the rest of them begin to leave.
As Fenrir opens the door, he's going to sort of, real quick, sort of realize that something is not quite right, and he's going to sort of go back in. Like he's, he just opened the door to casual, and then he sort of realizes something's wrong. Then at that point, he just instantly goes a little more careful, and he's just watches it, like just sort of watches what's going on.
Okay.
It's kind of
it only takes about
it's kind of like, okay, what's going on? Oh shit! Okay, what's happening?
Yeah, there's just like a 10 or 15 second where you just barely see through the door as there's like 3 or 4 men just like you hear the footsteps as they like clomp down the stairs, and you just see this other dragon folk just like laying face down on the middle of the floor.
Fenrir is going to walk over and check on. Well, I know it's listed. I don't care. It's Latoda.
Yeah, go ahead and do a medicine check. I mean, he's clearly not doing so well, but like for anything in depth, I would do a medicine check. Like it's easy to tell from down the hall, like he's laying face down. Yeah, so it's hard to tell, like you don't have anything that's like certainly wrong with him, but I mean obvious, like you're looking at him and he's like bruised and beaten up. He's definitely unconscious at this point. Go ahead and make a death saving throw, Slatoda.
Stay strong, lizard boy. Stay
So
strong.
that's 2 successes, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's 2 successes and 1 failure.
Okay.
2 successes, it's just 1 success, 1 fail, I believe.
No, I got.
No,
Oh,
you
you
got-
did.
no,
You
you
got
got a
success
10 earlier.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the 10, the not a 10, and then 12.
Right. Fenrir is just gonna shake him a little bit, sort of see if he can get like enough, like, hey, can you hear me? Oi. And then when he doesn't answer, you've sort of said what he's doing. He's gonna check and see if he's gonna sort of look down the stairs, like peer over, see if the men are gone, and see if he can head down and talk to the elf lady.
Okay, so you shake him and you begin to make your way. Go ahead and make another death saving throw, Latoda.
Alright.
Okay,
That's all
so-
for my save.
So
No deaths today, boys.
yeah, you're
Thank God.
unconscious, but you're
Thank God.
stable. So
No
as
bleed outs today.
as you leave, and you look over again, these men aren't hovering. You hear the door close by the time you make it over. Yeah, as you go down the stairs, you see essentially like this one like older looking gentleman. He's just sitting in the corner, kind of like whoa, like hands out. He's kind of like whimpering a little bit in the far corner of the room, and you see, actually you probably don't see anybody behind the counter.
Right. I wouldn't. Just from Fenrir's character, he would know her name because when he walked in, he would have tried to talk her up a bit, so he would know her name. So, what's her name?
Give me 1 second.
And don't ask me, because I actually never bothered to ask her name.
Let's see what episode you found her. It's in my notes. I still have to go back and highlight my notes.
What was that back in
But anyway,
episode
yeah.
8?
So you know her name. I'm gonna continue looking here.
Bertha.
Tits McGee.
You hear.
Oh.
Fenrir's gonna go over to the sound and investigate.
You can clearly see the woman is tied up behind the counter. She's
Right,
gagged.
he takes the short sword and cuts the tie up, like, because I'm assuming she's bound as well. And
Yep.
says, "Bit of a kinky one, aren't you?"
She's. And then as you cut her free, she's like. As she spits out the gag and begins to like kind of rub at her wrists and whatnot. Thank you.
Don't thank me yet, love. We've got an unconscious lizard on the second floor. Could use a bit of a hand with that.
Of course. She like picks herself up and runs around the corner. So she goes up with you towards the other dragonborn that's laying face down. She goes and checks him. He's got a pulse. That's good. He's not dead. As she puts her ear to his chest. He's breathing. That's also good. All right. Give me a hand.
Hey.
So she directs you over here. Points towards the open door that's like maybe 5 or so feet away from him, and brings you into the room, or I should say, you both bring him into the room, and set him down on the bed. And she begins to just essentially like rip open his shirt, just to check and see what his injuries are. Do you not you don't even wear a shirt?
Oh, no. Since I'm in a major town, I would be. In the swamps, no, because wet clothing's annoying. But yeah, because it'd be publicly indecent to be walking around with nothing but pants.
Yeah. So she just she literally just asks you for your sword and like slices open the front and just to like, check. It seems he's pretty badly bruised. He might have a couple of broken ribs. I can't tell. And then she runs downstairs. She comes up with like a bowl of water and a cloth, and kind of gives it to you, Fenrir. Begin washing him down. I'm gonna go get some salve and some other things.
You're lucky the pretty lady told me to do it. You're an ugly bastard, aren't you? And he starts helping him out the way she asked.
She comes back not long later, and she has like some ointment. She begins like rubbing it on certain areas, and just begins essentially like checking and making sure everything's good. After a little while passes, she kind of like plops down next to him. He should be okay.
So what was that all about? I was just taking a nap in my room and I heard all this.
I don't know. It was Tuck and his men. I'm not sure what they want, but. And as she kind of like, it dawns on her, she like runs across the way and looks at the other open doorway. Perturbed a little bit by the frozen cocoon that's sitting in the room. What?
I saw them carrying another dragonborn. He was a white one, I think it was.
Yeah, that's him. That one was his friend, the one in the other room.
Lizard man sticking together. Wise choice.
This isn't good. What if they come back?
They could have killed him. They could have killed him if they wanted to, and they were quite a couple men. I don't think they would have struggled killing this other one either. I think they got what they came for. Let's just focus on making sure this one stays breathing. We can ask him about the details later.
She nods. Very good. Alright, so Zlatoda, you are indeed correct. You get a wonderful long rest.
Bit of a stiff shoulder, but
I don't know. I did have a elf rubbing me down.
That you did,
yep,
my
and,
friend.
And Fenrir resents you for that.
Alright.
Martha had to work to be with Conrad. I just had to go to sleep.
So, Throm, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Nice.
Okay, so you wake up fairly quickly. So I say fairly quickly, but you wake up with 1 hit point, as you can just fuzzily see. Again, it's nighttime, but with the torches and whatnot, yeah, you can see the inside of this familiar complex, which you were at maybe several hours prior. As you your head kind of like lashes back a little bit as you see the door frame pass over your eyes, and you are now inside. You're conscious, but again, you're at like 1 hit point.
Can I get up?
You're being dragged right now.
Oh, I'm not in the room already.
Correct. You're being dragged down a hallway at this point. Like you were outside, and you just like as you woke up, you went like, and you went into a building, which after a few seconds you realize was the building you were in several hours prior.
Right. Well, from being dragged, I'm gonna attempt to stand up. Like, find my feet.
Okay.
Tell him, I can walk, damn it.
He turns around and he smiles at you. He kind of like comes down to your level as you're like, getting on your feet. I'd hope so. I have some questions to ask you.
Who was that talking to me?
The big dude, the one that you remember as things went black.
You got the better of me, I'll say that. But, you should have aimed for the head.
He cracks a smile.
And I use my breath weapon in his face. And I miss. But I'll do it anyway.
No, that's cool. So as you do that, he smiles for like a brief second, and then as you do that, he like Matrix style to the side, and you just blast one of his dudes that was behind him. As it's just...
Actually, it's a save or throw. Sorry, it's a con save. It's not to hit. Why the fuck would I have that to hit?
Okay. So con save. What's the save? Sorry.
Yeah. Con save.
Probably
Probably like
14 or
12 or. I think it's like 12.
Let me.
It's 12. I have it written down. Does it go up with?
I'm pulling up
Skills
the.
of some
Will it be against him
wisdom
in the
or
guard?
charisma.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the handbook right now.
Yeah. So the other ones, like they weren't expecting it. It's more fun that way anyway. So he does get out of the way again. He just barely, like you barely catch him like on the side, as you see like some icicles begin to form, but like just behind him, there's 2 guards that just they take the full brunt of it, and they just
11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So he goes in, he grabs you by the throat, lifts you up.
I'm laughing.
All right, he's gonna yeah, he's gonna go ahead and pretty sure that's gonna do it, but he's gonna use his multi attack, his fist.
So did he muzzle thrum?
Oh yeah, he's not aiming to kill, but you just see like he picks you up like with hate in his eyes as you're laughing. He just, boo, and that's the last thing you remember as the world goes dark again. All right. So, Fenrir. The next morning comes by, and again, the gentleman's condition seems to be getting better. But what are you doing?
I mean, Fenrir would sort of sleep by his side, I guess, with Cybele with him. As the morning came round, I guess he'd take a quick check to see if he was still asleep. If he was, he'd head down and have breakfast.
Okay. So you head down. You see the familiar elven barkeep. She kind of like waves to you. Good morning. How is he?
Still tucked in. How about you, beautiful?
I'm okay.
Hey.
Is there anything I can get you this morning?
Yeah, just a wee bit of breakfast would be nice for now.
Coming right up. And she goes to the back. A few minutes later, she comes out with a plate. She also has out she put out like a fruit basket, sort of. A fruit basket, and she's got like a bread basket. And you can help yourself to those as well.
Thanks a lot, love. Thanks a lot, love. Do you have any meat either?
Yeah,
All
she.
side here could use something to eat as well.
Depends. I have some scraps if that works.
It'll do for now.
So she goes out back and she comes out with like essentially a bucket that has like a couple of bones in it, like larger bones in it that still have some flesh on them, and then mostly like just like fatty scraps and whatnot. Well, these haven't gone outside yet.
Okay.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yep, we can.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, I heard thunder. Everything went black for a moment, and then my Wi-Fi dropped.
Fenrir takes a quick sniff. Like, he doesn't put his head in the bucket, like just a quick sniff to see if it's gone better or anything like that. Like to see if he smells anything bad
No,
about
it seems fairly fresh. And
Again,
she
they
kind of
had-
looks at you peculiarly, and it's but a day old. I was gonna make some broth with the bones, but I mean, I suppose for your wolf friend.
She's not my friend. That's my sister you're talking to. Bit of a long story.
She just kind of like shakes her head, like, Oh, okay. Here you are.
And he hands the bucket down to Cybele. Here you go, Cyb. Fill yourself. And he starts chowing down on the. Now he picks up one or two of the fruits and starts munching on them.
All right. Then you also have the meal itself. So she had like just like eggs and hash and stuff like that.
Yeah, that as well.
Okay. So, do you have anything that you were looking to do today?
That I was looking to do. Fenrir would just be looking for, just a play. Just what he does from time to time is It's mainly he's just investigating, see if he can get a lead on the, mage cult or anything like that, or any sort of. He doesn't tries to investigate any things of magical properties or value. So libraries, maybe if he's heard about a wizard or a mage in a city, because he wants, his goal is to try and get Cybele back as a human. So he'd be looking for anything magical or anything related to magic to research. And while he's not doing that, he's mainly looking for work, entertainment. And when he heads back to the taverns, he's a drinking loud bastard and a kind of a womanizer. Honestly, he's a not a womanizer. He's a hopeless romantic.
Okay.
Puts it in that
Well,
way.
Hondel's a fairly big city. I mean, there's plenty of romance to be had.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Martha knows firsthand, first dreidel. So yeah, in terms of magic, and I would say you would know this because this is common throughout the world. Magic is rare. Really, the only people that really know a lot of stuff are licensed arcanists that come from the Arcanum. And the Arcanum is essentially like the. I'm trying to think of how to put it. It's kind of like the magical version of like the Roman Church. That's a good way of putting it. Like they're a power, but they're not like their own state, if you will. I mean, they kind of are, but maybe it's not the best reference. But anyway, so they're spread throughout the world. Blah blah blah. They have universities everywhere, and they pretty much put a monopoly on magic. So the only people that are allowed to practice magic, past metagamey wise, level 3 magic, has to be licensed by the Arcanum. So most of the time, if they're licensed, they end up working as like advisors and stuff like that to like government officials, like a keep or something is where you might find one. Or like every now and again there'll be somebody that has kind of like a shop or something like that. But just to give you a background, it's not like every village has the village mage or whatever.
I know. What is it? Fenrir wouldn't know that per se, because he knows how rare magic is and all that, but he was like the village is sort of like was sort of its own thing, so he'd be learning this, from traveling and all that, seeing like how rare it is and all that. But he'd still like look from city to city, like he'd ask around for maybe a wizard or mage, or he'd take a look at maybe some kind of shop, and even some shadier sides of business. He'd possibly take a look at or try investigating people, rumors about people who can use magic.
Right.
Handel is a trading center, so this is one of the bigger cities. So it would be, in his mind, it makes sense that this would be a good place to look, if not directly for magic, at least for information about it.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation. And this is why it's going to take a while to get everything, which I've...
Okay. So again, this is a big city. Yeah, you don't really find too much of consequence in terms of like magic, but I mean, again, you take a good look around the market square. You ask around. Nobody really seems to have any answers for you. Again, it's fairly rare. So you spend a little bit doing that. Essentially as long as you think, so maybe like an hour or two. Unless you're gonna search like the entire day.
He'd sort of take a look at the city and all that, and if he didn't find things where he needed to, I imagine like it's, he does find some things, but it's like too vague to actually be helpful. Like, oh, I heard this one guy did, did this like super inconsequential thing, or yeah, here's a scroll for heating your water or something. Like very inconsequential things, and he didn't actually get any leads or anything. So it's like unusual stuff.
Yeah, you don't. Like I said, you don't really find anything of consequence.
So yeah, just like a small, just like a someone, just one throughout the town. Right. He's going to look for the warden, or basically the place that upholds law, and he could find, and he would be able to find like for relatively easy, right? Just because of that.
Yeah, that should be fine anyway. It should be fine anyway. Fair, like that's something that people would know. So okay, so you do that. Just so I know, is Cybele, or I can't remember if that's
Cybele's.
Cybele?
Cybele. Yeah, she's.
Is she on a leash? She's just
sta-
walking behind you. She's walking
She
beside
just
you.
walks. She just walks. She just walks behind him. Well, like she's a semi-young bug. Like she walks beside him, but it's sort of. It's like with an attitude. Let's just put it that way. Like she eagerly follows him. Like almost playfully.
Okay.
Like an excited bulldog, like kind of expecting things to happen and all that.
Okay. So, it doesn't take you very long. Again, you've judged the attitudes. People seem to be very leery of the young direwolf that is behind you. You hear people shouting like, "Hey, you should chain that thing up. What are you doing?" Just like random like people call out.
If you want to chain it up, I'd welcome you to try it. Just don't blame me when you lose a finger or two.
Yeah, most of the responses are coming from like, just regular civilians. They pretty much just like look the other way and
Yeah, like he's used to it at this point. He's been doing this for like a year, so he's used to it. So it's kind of like just a mutter to himself, like he's just kind of walking nonchalantly and just like, well, if you want to try it, feel free, but you're gonna lose a finger or two.
Alright, so again, it doesn't take you terribly long to find essentially the headquarters, I'm trying to think of what you call it here, but the establishment where they run the place, the office, if you will. So as you approach that, we're gonna pan over. So what are you guys doing over in Utsad?
First of all, Martha's going to pause and say, "Shit, we were supposed to wait for Zlatota."
I knew I forgot something.
Okay, he probably just figured we came here anyways. Remind me to apologize to him later. Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to send a message if you needed to.
I don't know
if it is-
spell message.
Yeah, Weiler.
I mean, like sending a letter, but sure.
A letter, it would take that long for him to even come here. We might as well just wait. The
That's
caravan's
true.
going to be coming through here anyways. Martha's going to set up a little stall, or rather just haul her cart to the little market square because she has stuff, remember? That's the whole point, reason she went there in the first place, to get stuff for
She does.
Yes.
That she does. So go ahead and roll a D100. So she's setting up shop. She's selling all her stuff. Okay. Is there anything else you guys are doing? You're just setting up shop. Renan, they're setting up shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, she's setting up shop. She's pretty much running the show from the backside of the cart, essentially. This market
Oh
square
wait,
is
before
like...
I do something.
Okay, go ahead.
Come one, come all. Wonderful exotic goods from Hondel.
So what exactly are you selling?
I'm selling, let me see, 50 soap, 5 hammers, 50 candles, 5 bells, 10 pounds of salt, and 200 pounds of nails. Mostly nails. Really good nails. Great for rebuilding after your town gets destroyed. Did I mention I
Okay.
have 50 candles and soap?
I think Vernon is gonna like find like some wood or some paper or something, and he's gonna make a sign, and he's gonna be like some like fucking sign twirler beside the cart. Can I make a performance check for that? See how well I twirl my sign.
That's a lot of D20s.
Okay. I was gonna take an average of 6.
I'll roll performance anyway, even if it doesn't mean anything, because I just find this amusing.
What's your spell
Not bad.
DC?
Oh, my spell DC?
Yeah. I don't think it
Let
matters
me grab
anyway
it.
because boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's fine.
15.
So yeah, you draw quite a few people in. You can see a lot of people are just kind of like absorbed in their work and they're still walking by, but you managed to pull in quite a crowd. So with that and with your roll, so you managed to sell. I can't remember. Tell me what you had again.
1 second, let me get my notepad ready so I can. Okay, if you actually look at the cart in the blank handouts, it has everything. Or would you rather me still say it out loud?
It's more satisfying if you say it out loud.
Okay. Other than the 30 sacks and 100 burlap pouches she has to sort of separate and sell the goods and give them instead of just having them walk with them in their bare hands, she has 50 bars of soap, 5 hammers, 50 lovely candles, 5 cowbells, 10 pounds of salt, and 200 pounds of nails of varying sizes.
200 pounds.
So, the that's a lot of nails. So I would have argued that I don't think anybody could have taken a long rest in the cart with 200 pounds of nails, but I'm not gonna retcon it.
It's a giant sack in the cart that we're all just trying to sleep on top of.
Okay, so yeah, let's do this. So that's to distribute all the stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, so the salt, you sell all of the salt. It just like that they definitely need salt. So boom, that's gone. You've sold it all. The bells, they have quite a few. Again, this is a place that has a lot of beasts of burden, so you sell 1 bell. You sell probably about 10 of the candles, and I would say they would probably yeah. You sell 3 of the hammers. You sell 30 soap, and you sell about half of your nails.
Jesus.
This
All the
is-
hammers? Did you say all the hammers?
No, 3 of them.
People like nails.
Yeah.
And everyone else can do stuff while I tally this up.
Yeah. So you tally that up, because you've taken it off your gold, right? When you purchased it, anyways. So
Yeah, I did.
okay.
Vernon dances and twirls a sign somewhat majestically to help draw in the crowd, but realistically Martha's doing all the work because she's using magic, but Vernon likes to think he's helping.
Yeah, Vernon's still helping. Okay. So, Conrad kind of grumbles a little bit, and he helps you. He's essentially distributing the nails while you're doing your performance and doing everything. It's kind of like you guys are doing this big show, and then it's like all on Conrad to like actually distribute the stuff.
He's just like this giant
I love
sack
you,
of
honey.
nails
Thank
that he's
you.
like pouring into a cup and giving to people.
Yeah, so she bought like a bunch of little burlap sacks and stuff too.
Oh, okay,
so
makes
so
sense.
he can like partition like all these little things, whatever. So yeah, so you do that, and that takes quite a while. Like even with the magic, you know what I mean? It's still like a process. So you guys take several hours doing that. Okay. And yeah, so Fenrir, as you approach the for some reason I'm still drawing a blank, but you approach the guards post. You can see quite a few guards. They're decently armored. This is a large city, and they look at you and they're halt. What can we do for you, sir?
Hey, I had a bit of a run-in with some thugs at an inn I'm staying in. Was kind of hoping I could talk to the local guards about it. Kind of new around here. Kind of would like to know what's going on.
All right, I suppose. But the wolf stays out here.
Hey, I'm not too sure about that. Don't worry. She's as harmless as a fly as long as you don't touch her.
She's staying outside. And he looks very, like, matter-of-fact at you.
Could you bring someone out here then? I don't feel too comfortable leaving her alone. And honestly, I think you'd have a harder time handling her without me.
Well, he points over, and there's kind of like a small, like a couple stables, and one of them's got a horse in it. She can sit in a bay until you get back. You can chain her up.
Sorry, I couldn't hear it properly. Who can sit in the bay?
Yeah, she can sit in one of those bays over there, or you can chain her up.
Fenrir thinks about it for a bit. Fenrir goes to the bay and to the hay or whatever, and just looks at Cybele and says, "Don't worry, I'll be right back, dear. Just sit here and try not to give them too much of a hard time." He gives her a bit of a pat and just says, "Stay."
Okay. She plops down in the thick hay and whatnot.
Alright then, let's make this quick.
All right, come with me. So he lets you in, and you go into this establishment. He leads you like up a flight of stairs and towards a closed office where he kind of knocks in. Sir, someone's here to see you. Let them in, let them in, let them in. Okay. He kind of nods and stands outside of the doorway. So you open up the door, and you see a gentleman sitting behind the desk. He's like doing some paperwork. He has like a bounty board on like the back. He has like a map of the region, and he's got like a lot of paperwork. He stands up. What can I do for you?
Hey, I'll get right down to the chase. I was staying at an inn, having a quite nice nap when kind of a loud commotion started happening. I went to check on, and how many men were there again? It was a Tuck and 4 others, I think it was, right? Or was it 3?
You're not sure. Again, they were all like stamping down the stairs. You really just saw
Right.
Tuck and like some heads past him.
Right.
Did they actually
I
just? I was going to ask just for making sure, but did they take the corpse of their friend with them? Because I did cut one dude down. Or was he just laying in the same room with
No, they wouldn't leave him there. So yeah, they dragged him off as well.
Yeah, just making sure.
quite a large fellow was carrying quite a large fellow and a couple of others. They carried off a white dragonborn and left another lizard man barely hanging on to his life. I couldn't see too much of them, but they did look like quite a mean lot. Could you perhaps fill me in what's going on here?
Hey, so my
Well-
internet just shit itself, so I'm on my phone. Just a heads up.
Okay. 10-4. So he looks to you. When was this?
Yesterday night,
And where was this?
at the what was it? The Barkin Soul.
Oh. He kind of like puts his hand to his face and ponders for a moment. A mean lot, you say?
Hey. Could I, like, I wouldn't be able to tell too many features, but could I tell how tall Tuck was, like, roughly?
Yeah, he's probably approaching the like high 6 foot.
The fellow in the front was around 6 feet tall, possibly taller, quite well built. I think I would I have been able to see the dagger or whatever on the side or whatever he keeps it.
Yeah, I mean it would have been in a sheath, but you could have seen that he had a weapon strapped to his leg.
Had some kind of blade on his leg. Not sure what it was. Looked kind of small, probably a dagger.
He nods. Anything else?
That's about it. So, anything come to mind?
Well, be honest with you, it's a city full of thugs. We can put a report in. See what we can do. Put a couple of guards around the Barking Soul. See if we catch any leads.
That fellow seemed to have quite. That fellow was quite a bold one, just running into and in charging, taking whatever he wanted. Surely you could think of someone. I don't think this is just your regular run-of-the-mill thug.
That's probably one of Tuck's men.
Tuck.
Yeah, he's one of
What?
the local gang lords around here. Real thorn in our side.
If he's that much of a thorn, why haven't you just dealt with him? I see your guards. They looked relatively well equipped, possibly pretty well trained as well. Looks like if you wanted to, you could probably go in there and deal with it yourselves.
He looks at you with kind of like almost like a sneer of contempt. Get him out of here. Don't you worry.
I can walk myself.
We'll look into it.
Don't worry, I can walk myself. Some city watch you are. He says that as he not like fucking flat out in your face, but it kind of he kind of shows his city watch emblem in his uniform. A car drag, as he's saying that and walking out.
Okay.
They probably have no idea what that is or where that is.
Yeah, they have no idea. Okay, so you are hastily escorted back out.
Come on, Saib. Let's get moving.
Unless they're scholar guards, they're probably not going to recognize it.
Even so.
I mean, some people might, because it was a fort like of some magnitude in the mountains, and like there might be like probably some rumors or something about it. Because just the place itself, yeah, probably not too much, but the fact that there was a bloody, like, literal massacre in there.
Maybe. Whether or not they recognize the symbol is another thing, but I suppose
True.
that's... You also said it wasn't from this region, so...
From this part of the map, but like this direct area, yeah. But it's, same continent, I'm assuming, or if you would call this a continent or landmass or whatever.
Right. I'm just saying, like, without getting into the logistics of travel and everything, especially in, like, medieval Renaissance time periods, most people didn't travel more than, like, 5 or 10 miles outside of where they were born. So, yeah, word of mouth is mostly, yeah. Anyway, so... Okay. So, we'll fast forward
has gold
here.
pieces?
Yeah, we'll fast forward here a little bit. So, what do you want to do for the rest of the day? So, Latoda, you don't wake up until, like, later tonight.
Can I have it in gold, though? I'm asking.
You can, Yeah, there's not really a money lender here, so I'm gonna go with no. These are farming people, you know what I mean? Most of these people just have coppers and silvers. Like, you might get a couple of gold out of it, but I would say
I
maybe...
might as well just make it all silver.
Well, like 10% of it might be in 10% of it might be in gold, but most of it is going to be in silvers and coppers. It's the thing with money, man. You gotta have a way to carry it.
And then after, like, they start wrapping up with the, wagon and stuff like that and selling stuff off, and they're not getting as much attention, Vernon is going to try and find a local weaponsmith because he's carrying so much crap that he needs to sell off.
Well, you're welcome to join in the stand, but I'm not even gonna make you roll. There's not a weaponsmith here. There's a blacksmith that makes like a smithy that makes like horseshoes and stuff, and things of that nature, but there's not like a weaponsmith here. But you're free to like, you could use all the attention she's getting to try and sell some of your wares as well.
I put out like one of the maces and one of the heavy crossbows and some of the bolts, and I'm gonna try and vendor off some of this stuff.
Okay.
I
So
have a feeling they'll sell quick.
depends how much. So how much are you listing them for? And then go ahead and make a D100 roll. So you just have a mace and so
I'm gonna look up the general prices for these things, just so that I have something.
No, don't metagame. How much do you think they're worth?
no,
I have no idea.
I would say he would have a general. It doesn't mean he'll know like this is exactly 40 gold pieces or this is exactly 20 gold pieces or whatever, but he would have like some. He would have some frame of reference if he lives in this world.
I'm putting out one of the heavy crossbows, one of the maces, and
Why not just put them all out?
because I don't
the
want
other
to sell off everything to random people when I could probably get more at an actual weaponsmith who knows what they're
I
buying.
think you would get
There.
less from an actual weaponsmith. They don't want
I
your
don't know.
shitty old weapons.
he's
They're not
also
shitty old weapons, but
he's also a noble. So what he considers a low cost might be like,
yeah.
it's a mace. What's it worth? 15 gold?
I don't know, man. I'm going to say that
If you're using my stall, you have to give me 5%.
I might just not sell these things off then.
And 3% of that goes to Conrad because he's having to work the stall.
Oh,
I'm
he's
not-
going to
I'm
get
not-
handies and brandies. He'll be fine.
I think about it, but I'm going to keep my stuff for now, and I'm going to find an actual shop to sell them off at.
Okay, 10-4.
Once they're done selling stuff, Martha's going to take Conrad to one of the local taverns to get wasted.
Okay. So, let's see here, because some of them got destroyed. So it doesn't matter anyway. So you take him to a place to get wasted. Okay. So that's what is that?
How
that's
much
what you're
do you
doing.
reckon that would cost?
Is that what you're doing for the evening? Like you rent a room and everything?
Yep.
Okay. So that's gonna be 2 gold for the room, and then for actually 1 gold because I assume you're sharing a room, and then probably to like get wasted, I would say probably like another gold piece.
I'm probably coming with them, so what do I have to pay?
I'm just going to
roll
roll 3 constitution checks
Gold
just for the hell of it.
for the room.
Getting my own room.
Gold for the room, and then depends what you're doing. Like
Oh,
if you're getting
she is
wasted or
gone.
if you're
She
eating.
is.
I get some drinks and food and stuff, so I mean, I'm gonna say 2 gold pieces, like 1 gold for the room and then 1 gold for the night of activity.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Because
Martha and Conrad are just in the corner.
Vernon
And
probably
she
does
is.
not eat or drink lightly, given his background.
Martha is fucking sloshed.
Yeah,
Like
Conrad's.
I wouldn't say Vernon gets wasted, but he doesn't. He tries to drink finer stuff than the average person would. So he would end up paying more for less.
You know, he's had a rough night. He's like a baby. He like pounds it down and then is like
I'm gonna make one
so-
con save. Oh yeah,
Just
Vernon does not.
yeah. So everybody has a pretty okay night.
Vernon does not hold anything well.
So Zlatota, you wake up. You come to beaten and broken and bruised.
And my
Laying in
shirt's ripped open.
shirt's ripped open. Actually, at this point, the shirt's completely off. You're just down to just like your boxers or whatever undergarments you're wearing, and
That's
there's like a bucket of water next to the bed. There's a towel on your forehead. And you can smell like there's some sort of like almost like incense, like an herbal smell. Seems to be radiating from you. There's some sort of like salve ointment of some sort on some of your wounds.
First things first, I'm checking for any serious injuries. All I know is I got hit and everything went black, so I'm making sure nothing's seriously broken. Nothing's feels wrong.
Let's be real. It all feels wrong right now. But yeah,
I
no,
mean,
you feel around, and there's a couple of ribs on your right side that seem like they're pretty tender, like they might require like an actual like cure wounds spell to be 100%. HP
ow.
wise, technically you are at 100%, but like you feel a little again you're stiff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and burn that. Get those ribs fixed because I don't want that biting me in the butt later.
All right. And as you do that, and you're like you can feel like the radiating warmth that's almost like an icy hot, as it just like sinks in, and as it begins to subside, you just feel like just 100% better in that area. You're like, oh yeah, that's the spot. And there you are.
Um, okay, first things first, I'm checking my weapons. Or second things, after checking, make sure I'm okay. Check my weapons. Still got my short sword. Still got my shield.
Yep, all your equipment is there. It's
Alright.
not like where you would normally put them. Oh, actually, you didn't touch the bow, so the bow's in the same spot. The shield you took with you, right? And the short sword.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like not where you would normally put them, but like somebody has set them to the side.
Do I find my shirt anywhere? Or is it...
It's gone.
Alright, well, I'm gonna grab my shield. Just grab my short swords, sheathe them into my belt like I normally would, and then grab my bow and a quiver. I'm going downstairs.
Okay, so as you go downstairs, you can see like out the windows of the bottom that it's at this point it's like nighttime. So you're not sure how many days have gone by, if this is the same night. But as you go downstairs, you see the barkeep. She looks over to you. You're up already. Excellent. Good. Is there anything I can get you? Food, perhaps?
Yeah, that would be good. Other question is how long have I been out?
Ah, you've only been out since last night.
Only since last night. Okay, good. That means my 5 gold for the 2 days of sleep and food should still be good.
She laughs. I would have thought that's the least of your worries.
Well, I already fixed my ribs and my weapons are still here, so my first couple worries are done.
Well, good. Let's get some food in you. And she she goes out back. You can see there's like a fruit bowl right there. It's like there's like a browned banana and like an apple that's kind of bruised on one side. It's mostly been cleared out, but there's a couple items in there. And she comes back a few minutes later as well. Just a big hearty soup.
And just I'm gonna go ahead and start eating that. Just as I'm eating. Alright, what happened to the other guys? Like, I didn't see.
Well, your friends, and she kind of says it, like looking at you. They left. in quite a hurry, and they were pulling along the other one. Your other friend there, the white one.
Okay, yeah. What was that? 4 that were still standing, not friends.
Ah,
When you said friends left in a hurry, I thought you were talking about the other group who went up there before them.
well, your other acquaintances, I suppose, left in a hurry with the white one, your friend.
Great. Now I'm gonna have to go find him. Is there any, I don't know, nearest like guard outpost, maybe someone you know who might have a group of, honestly, like a group of heavily armed people ready to take out some thugs and criminals?
Well, you can always check the guard post. Yeah. And she describes to you where it is. Actually, one of the guards can take you. And she points, and you can see a silhouette standing outside the window. They sent us some detail. Somebody must have let them know what happened already.
I mean, it's a good thing someone let them know, but I wonder how much they've already started doing. So after I finish this, I'll probably go check and chat with them some.
All right. So you finish up, and yeah, go outside. The guard's just kind of like staring forward, you know.
No shirt, no shoes, just pants and weapons.
After a second, one of the guards looks over to you. Hey, is there anything I can help you with, sir? And he kind of
Yeah,
like puts his hand on his weapon as he sees that you're armed and shirtless.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been told what happened here last night.
Yes.
Yeah, I just woke up from that incident. Apparently it's been like basically been the entire day since I got some info on who did it and who came in.
Very well. What do you have?
Well, first thing, pretty sure, I'm not sure if it was the man himself, but big dude, pretty pissed off, kicked the door open, said it was you, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was either Tuck or one of his bigger men, because the other ones stayed outside. Seemed like they expected him to be able to take Throm, a 7-foot dragonborn, by himself.
Possibly. We've been looking into it, but I agree. We believe it's Throm. We believe it's Tuck.
Plot twist, it's been Throm all along.
He was the ringleader.
Throm killed and kidnapped, or Throm knocked out and kidnapped Throm.
Thromception.
My next question is, do you know where Tuck's main base is? Because we found out, and he didn't appreciate it.
Well, we have an inkling, but I'll be really honest with you. We're not storming that place by force. The losses would be extraordinary. I mean, it's not my call, either way, but Tuck's a powerful man. You do well to remember that. And he kind of like gives you like a pat on the shoulder.
All right. Well, why go in force? Don't you, I'm not fully sure of how you guys do stuff, but don't you have a caisson guard?
We do.
You guys have a caisson guard.
Yes, they're mostly run by the keep directly.
So why not take them with us? The caisson guards would be useful, being fairly hidden, striking from the shadows. Probably clear out the outside of the place before we try and force our way in.
Maybe doable, but again, it's nighttime. What are we gonna do? It's their territory. Most of our men can't see.
Then we'll wait for day. That's because they walked off with someone I knew, and apparently that someone happened to know a princess. Won't tell me the story behind that, but
At that. What was that? What did you just say?
the person I knew a princess, but he won't tell me much about that because,
What did this princess
he's-
look like?
as I said, he didn't tell me much about it. All I know is we got a note from, sadly, I think it was actually, let me pull up the name real quick.
So he
I think it was,
he trades glances with the guard on the other side of the door that you haven't been talking to, and they both look to you.
yeah, because I knew him, and apparently he was able to find the princess that Dalton is looking for. And apparently Dalton set up the trap for us to go end up finding Tuck's place. I guess he wanted us to bring the princess there, probably want to nab it, make it look like Tuck. It's been a long night. Like, this is my second day here.
I think you should come with us. This is potentially big news. We've been looking for the same princess for the last several days.
Yeah, well, the only person I know who knows her happens to be with Tuck right now.
They nod. Do you need a moment to gather your things? Or can you come with us now?
Well, I've got, what was it? I see shield, short swords, bow, quiver. Yeah, I could probably just come now. And hold on, give me a moment. I step into the room. Step partially into the inn, just call over to the innkeep. Hey, can you watch my stuff? Make sure no one walks off with them. Gonna be going with the guards real quick.
Of course. Yep.
All right, thank you. And I step back out. Well, lead the way.
Okay, and they lead you off. The nighttime, shirtless Latoda. Fenrir, so what were you up to?
I was gonna say that I was gonna basically just head back to the inn, possibly entertain some people here and there, if it ever got enough people to consider an audience. And then after that, he'd probably just be either drinking or, sort of on the lookout for Slatoda to wake up. I was kind of wondering, like, if you were gonna let me say that.
All right. So,
Because, like, he would
As
be doing
you're-
research on that, and he did that, and
Yeah.
he would be doing research in the day, which he already did, and he didn't find much. And after he gave the details to the guards didn't help too much. They gave him a name, so he would kind of be waiting for Zlatoda to wake up, so he could get some more details from the man himself.
So as you were doing that, you were like doing this entertaining. There's quite a few people in here tonight, and you're kind of focused on that. Essentially, Zlatoda goes up, stuffs his face, and as he's talking, you see him because the doorway is open. As you look over and see the shirtless lizard man talking to the guard, and then as he turns back for a brief second, talks to the barkeep, and then begins to head out. As you're like just ending your piece, your gig, I should say.
Right. Ferris just looks to the crowd real quick. Sorry, folks. I'll be having to take my leave now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully next time you pay me a little. Gives them a bit of a passive-aggressive wink. Picks up his stuff, just grabs it off the table and says, Saib, follow. And he starts running after Zlatodas.
Okay, so Zlatoda, a gentleman and a young direwolf run up behind you, essentially calling out to you guys.
Do either of you know him, or
The guards look back and forth, and they put their hands on their weapons and they look at you. No, I assumed it was a friend of yours.
maybe he saw me last night? I don't know. I was unconscious, and I haven't seen them before. I'm gonna, as he's moving towards, I'm gonna reach over towards my weapon and keep watching him as he runs forward.
Right. As I see him reaching his weapon, I'm just gonna say, aye, no need for that. I'm the one who watched your story ass last night. This is the way you thank me. Name's Fenrir. What's your name?
I'm gonna nudge one of the guards. I think he's talking to you, because I don't know him.
The guard kind of he steps forward and, well, the name's Edwin. I don't recognize you though.
Not you, big fat and ugly. I'm talking to the lizard.
He
I
just
saw-
looks
I
back
saw- I
with a
saw-
confused look at the other two.
I'm just gonna shrug.
I saw what happened last night. Got into a bit of a fight with some people, did you? Saw them carry one of your friends off. I was taking care of you last night. I'm the one who told the guards about you as well. I figured you could possibly shed some light on the matter. Didn't get too much talking to them. All I got was a name, Tuck.
Well, you got one of two major names right now, because I don't know the name of the third one. And I'm not sure how much information I'm willing to give, or they're willing to let me give right here in the middle of the street. But yeah, I am Zlatoda Vithmalik.
Zlatoda, is it? Right. Fuck. I had something in my mind and then I just completely lost it. Hey, fuck this. Right. I came to the city for some info. Did some asking around, didn't really get too much out of it. Happened to run into you and your little mishap. Figured I might as well give you a hand with it. I'm not one to turn a blind eye over things like that. Would go against everything I've been taught. He sort of says that as he points to his uniform.
All right. Don't know what the clothes signify, but if it's your teachings, all right.
Hey, I swear we were so well known where I was from. Travel a couple miles, nobody knows about us. Long story short, my friend, I'm part of the City Watch of Kyle. Fuck's sake, even I keep forget the fucking exact name right away. Kair Drag, thank you. Of Kair Drag, my hometown. We lived up in the mountains. Due to some unfortunate mishaps, I've had to leave my home, and I've been investigating a way to turn this one back into human. As he nudges over, as he sort of gestures to Cybele.
I'm pretty sure that's just a wolf. Like,
No, my friend, this is my sister. This is actually my sister. Laugh if you will. She won't appreciate it.
did you know your parents before the? I'm gonna point at you and just down at the wolf. This incident, because it's a young wolf.
Fenrir is going to kind of go a little, like his face turns like from less of a happy-go-lucky to more of a serious, or no, well, not serious, kind of reflective, like he's remembering something like not good, like it's just somber as soon as he mentioned his parents, because he's remembering his dad being, he's remembering his dad dying, and well, he didn't actually see his dad die, but he gets to see his dad's corpse be thrown into a bonfire, and his mom left him at a young age, so he only ever knew his father.
Yeah, 'cause
Hey, I knew my father before he got burned.
And did you meet your mother's pack or something? Because something's not.
My
something's
father was
not-
my father was an elf, my friend. They weren't. My parents aren't wolves. I could tell you the whole story, but we'd be sitting here for a while. Long story short, she isn't a wolf by choice. And if possible, my friend, I would rather you not bring this up for a bit. It's not exactly something I enjoy talking about.
Yeah.
As he says that, he's actually gonna turn his back to him, drop his clothes a bit, and he's actually gonna show him like all the scars in the back on his back, and then point to a magic circle behind his back, behind his neck rather. I wasn't without incident either. Honestly, I'd say I got off luckier than my sister did.
Yeah, it looks
just
like
gonna
shit. Yeah, that's one of the cards that you called what was it, like fat, dumb, and ugly, or whatever.
Big, fat, and ugly, I think.
Yeah, big, fat, and ugly. Yeah, big, fat, and ugly calls out. Yeah, it looks like shit. You ready to go?
Still looks
And he
better.
kind of like.
Still looks better than you. Still looks better than you, my friend. As Fenrir kind of puts his clothes back. Puts like his. Well, he didn't really take his clothes off. He kind of just dropped them down to like over his shoulders, and he puts his clothes back on. And then he sort of gets his smile and his happy-go-lucky general attitude back, and he kind of says, "Still looks better than you, my friend," and starts walking over.
I'm gonna just after he passes, I guess. If he's walking to the guard's post, I'm gonna look at the guard. Look at him. Look at the guard. If the family's perception is through heritage, I think I could see how his father ended up with a wolf. I'm just gonna walk with the guards.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so fun. Saying that Wolf is my sister without actually. If you don't know the story, I can see the fucking.
Yeah.
No, please don't tell us the story.
You sound like an absolute fucking maniac.
Well, generally speaking,
know.
anyway. I mean, like you guys do whatever you want, but generally,
he wouldn't. He honestly he wouldn't really want to talk about it because it was kind of a very bad event. But I feel like eventually, like once the party sort of grows in, like he doesn't just tell the story to every fucking person he meets. But once the party grows into it, he's gonna sort of feel like people they're
Then
entitled
lie
to know the reason.
audience.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, generally in terms of like storytelling, anyway, like no matter what you're doing, like say you have a
Tell the audience.
backstory.
I wasn't. What do you mean tell the audience, Martha? I wasn't telling the audience thing.
Yes, you were.
Anyway, so
what did I tell the audience? I was outside the building talking to Slatotas, and I didn't say any details. I just sort of implied that there were hardships and that the wolf isn't just a regular wolf.
I'm too tired right now. One of you guys explain.
There's nothing
I'm just
really
saying you don't-
explain. I imagine he figured his character would actually show that stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like when you're saying, for instance, like, oh, the dad died, and I saw the dad die, and all this stuff. You don't have to explicitly say that, like to show. Like you could have said, what was it? What did you say afterwards? Whatever you.
I simply said my dad. I simply said I watched my dad burn. That's what I said. I said.
Yeah, but anyway, besides the point, I'm like, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, generally, you would like. I think what Martha's trying to say is you would let it come out, and you would just say like, Fenrir like looks away, fucking sadly, or whatever. You know what I mean? Instead of giving the background details, and then you would spoon feed like little bits, kind of breadcrumb it. But again, you do whatever you want. I don't care. I just think that's what Martha was trying to say. But I could also be wrong too. I don't know if that's what.
No,
she was
you
trying
got
to
it
say.
pretty well.
So anyway, okay. So as you guys walk off, the guards begrudgingly allow him to. They kind of look to you like, do you want this guy to come along?
I'm just gonna shrug and that's apparently he was there last night. Apparently he's looking for something. I don't see why we couldn't just let him walk.
They begrudgingly let him walk. So you guys begin to walk off down the street. So we pan over to Throm. So again, this is like later that night. You come to in a room that just it's just lit by a couple of lanterns, and your face feels like it's on fire. As you go to reach towards your face, you see that you are manacled to the wall, and they have essentially like a muzzle that they made with just like a bunch of like belts and stuff. And you see like a couple of lackeys standing on either side of the door, maybe like 15 feet in front of you.
Do I know how long it's been yet?
You have no idea, because you woke up for like a brief second. You had that exchange and got knocked back out, so you're not sure how long it's been. The room doesn't have any windows. There's just the lantern that's in there.
Cool. Guess I'll just get up, stretch a bit. How big are the manacles? Breakable?
They're fairly beefy, but they're also, I don't want to say like you're glued to the wall, but there's not a lot of slack, especially because like you're bigger anyway. So like your arm span and stuff like takes up most of what slack was there. So you do a little bit of a stretch, but that's kind of like it's even that. It's like really peculiar to try and stretch. And as you get up, one of the guards kind of like, hey, look who's awake. Hey, the baby. Huh. Good morning, sunshine.
I want to rage and try to break the manacles.
Okay. Go for it.
Straight strength, athletics, what?
Yep. So just do a straight strength check. You get advantage, I believe, because you're raging. Okay. So as you're I can't remember when you rage. Do your eyes go black or white? But anyway,
They're black now. Yeah.
your eyes go black as your muscles begin to pulse. The veins begin to protrude out of your arms as you just and you can't really scream out much because of this muzzle, but you're just like as you can hear like almost like a creaking coming from the wall, but they still, again, you don't have a lot of slack. So even though you're using all of your might against these, it's just, again, not quite enough to break these. They are, again, a little bit on the thicker side. These aren't just like, out in the field you quickly manacle somebody. These are like, built into the wall, essentially. The chain's thicker, things of that nature. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And they come over to you and begin to like hold you down.
I got 2 rages left. So go again.
So I'll give you one more because the reaction time, yeah. Okay, so that one, as you even with them trying to hold the arms down, they kind of get flung to the side a little bit. They're like on their asses, and you just you get your arms out at that point, and your legs are still bound, but like the way, like it's all one like chained unit, if that makes sense. So once you break the arms, your legs are free to move. Your legs are still linked to each other, but you're like essentially you have like a chain tail right now. The way this is.
And I'm gonna bring my hand up and rip the thing off my mouth.
Okay, no problem. It's kind of more of like a makeshift thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a bunch of.
Look
Yeah.
at the 2 of them on the floor and just stretch. What are you getting so worked up for? Just wanted to stretch. And I'll stretch and then sit back down.
They draw their weapons and they kind of like waiting to see what you're gonna do next. As you see this
Look at him.
this familiar larger gentleman burst into the room, poof, as he kicks in the door. He looks about at the other 2 guards that are kind of
Do
like,
people just not open doors in his D&D?
not this dude. This dude does not open doors except with his fucking feet. So yeah, he comes in and, what is he doing out of the chains? And they're like, I don't know. Whatever.
They decided to try to let me go to talk shit. You need better, you need better guards. I could have killed them if I wanted. Then I would have got away. Then what? For shame. I'd kill men in my unit for that.
He looks over at his men, and like just they begin cowering under his gaze, as he just goes over and just like whack, whack, and, like gives each one of them just like essentially decks him in the face, knocks them both unconscious. You see like a couple of guards that were on the outside, like just peeking into the door frame, and he yells back to them, "Take these ones out of here."
Oh, look at those sleeping babies.
Yeah, and you can see, yeah, they're essentially those two punches just like crunch their noses, like they're all fucked up looking, as the other two kind of drag him by the arm, like trying to make an arc around Tuck. He kind of, because you're sitting down, he kind of does like a squat to your level, and you know, doesn't get like right up in your face, but close. Like obviously close the distance. He's maybe like 2 feet away from you, 3 feet maybe. So, you ready to talk?
You've already made your first mistake. You tortured first to show you're serious. Then you ask questions. Come on, you're not the rookie.
You must be new to this town. I usually don't have to do much torturing to get people to talk. But, so be it. And he kind of cracks his neck.
Come, show me. I say with a little smile on my face.
Alright, so, yeah, you have a long rest, so you get half your hit die back. I'll give you, yeah, I'll say you're at full health. Actually, because you came back up and then you got knocked back out. But that was in the same night, and you've been pretty much sleeping for a full day, so yeah, okay. Yeah, you're definitely feeling pretty beat up, but technically you're at full HP. Just thinking of the logistics here. Oh, fucker. Didn't save it. I used a certain monster as a base, and it, like, for whatever reason, didn't save correctly. There we go. So he doesn't take out his knife. He's gonna go ahead and punchy punch. So as he just begins wailing on you, yeah, he's not gonna do the grapple thing. He's not gonna attempt to grapple you at this point. Yeah, so after his first flurry of attacks, he kind of like smiles at you.
Spit the blood out of my mouth. That's more like it.
So he kind of he smiles and gives you kind of like a nod of respect as he just like winds back and begins his next go.
As he come close, I'm gonna hit him with something. As he, let's see, misses. He hits with one of them.
Okay. So assuming again, if you're just sitting there and taking them, that's different. But I'm assuming like if you're gonna attempt to dodge, then I would consider those the last two. Obviously, don't hit you if you're trying to dodge.
Sure. For what I'm gonna do next, we'll say I was trying to dodge. I wanted them to come in close again,
Okay.
and I'll grab his hand. And my eyes will turn black again. Let's try this one more freaking time. Not raging.
Okay, so
It's not that's a hit. It's a wisdom save.
okay.
I really gotta remember to take that. Wait, let me make sure.
think it's a touch, like a touch attack.
It is a touch attack. I always forget to take the attack off. If it's no, yeah, it's spell attack. Yeah.
So it's 20 plus your wisdom plus your proficiency, so that's correct. Alright, so he's not really wearing armor at this point, so I would say that's just enough to hit. Because he's in his home base, like not just chilling out right now. So I'd say that's exactly enough to hit.
Cool.
Alright.
As this black, as my hands start to crush, this black essence starts to crawl up his arm. That's necrotic damage, by the way.
Okay.
Black essence starts to crawl up his arm. As I laugh and let go of his hand.
He pulls away as the flesh on his hand and up like his forearm begins to like become leathery and like cracked in gray, like just the top layer of it. As he pulls back, some of the dead skin crumbles away, revealing like the red underneath of exposed new skin. And he sneers at you. You don't know when to quit, do you?
I don't know the meaning of the word.
I suppose if things were different, maybe we would have gotten along.
Yeah, I gotta say, I respect your ruthlessness. I'll give you that. I wish it wasn't being used on me, but megas can be choosers, yes.
So I'm just doing a back and forth, like, you know, it's pretty much like a one-on-one. A couple of the guards outside begin to like, they look in and he like, again, he like looks back at them like with a quick glance and they just stay out of it. He goes ahead and, yeah, you know, this is more of a, yeah, he's gonna do this. So he's gonna go ahead and go ahead and make those strength saving checks.
3 natural 20s, really good.
So it's 10 and 6, so 16 damage that he gets, and then 2 DC 13 strength saving throws.
Oh, sorry, I still said Fortnite action. Wait, is how much damage? Sorry.
It was 10 plus 6 is 16. So as he hits you with the crit, the first one, he goes ahead and he like catches you off guard. He puts you almost like in a full Nelson for a second. As he comes down with the second one, he uses his action. Now at this point, you are restrained, but he is also restrained. It's kind of like he is forcing you down to the ground. You are restrained, but he is also like using all of his will to do that. So he's kind of like at this point, like he's hovering over you as he's like pushing you down. Not so tough now, are you? So why don't you tell me where this princess is? And he takes like a split second and like takes a note out of his pocket and throws it in front of you, as you can see like it unfolds to like the note that you got.
I'm not quite done yet. And I'll rage one last time and try to break the grapple.
Okay, go ahead, and it's going to be opposed athletics. Yours will obviously be with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, also, because it has yes. Sorry, because he rolled a crit, he does an extra 1d4 with his fist.
Oh, got it.
Monster version of brutal critical.
I got it.
Okay, so athletics opposed. Yours with advantage. Okay, so as he throws that in front of you, you take that split second where he reaches back into his pocket to you like throw him off. All right.
I'm just punch him in the face. I don't have any weapons on me, but why not?
All right. And I would say because the way things are, again, this is like role playing. It would have taken your full action, but I'll say yeah. We'll say that you can have like a punch, just like a normal punch.
Yeah. I don't even know what to roll for that.
You'd roll 1d20 plus your strength. So if you just click on strength, that'll roll the right roll. I mean, it wouldn't be with advantage, but you know, if you just roll a
Nah, I
normal
took it off.
strength, yeah. Yeah, so he again, like he seems to have a very heavy prowess in like some sort of martial arts as he like slaps it away, and yeah, he's gonna keep doing what he's doing. He's gonna go in for the fist. He's not going for his dagger yet at this point. So 2 hits. That's God damn it with the all these nat 20s. I swear, like whenever I'm DM, like all the 20s.
Yeah, because you dropped a couple of those on me too.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It seems like usually stacked in my favor, the die, when I'm DM. But, okay, so that's another 15 bludgeoning. 2. Yep, plus 2.
I rolled a d4 for you.
Yep, so that's another
Wow.
17 bludgeoning total in 2 checks. Just, yeah.
Oh, well, no reason. I'm down on that.
Okay. So, he again, he's not aiming to be lethal. So,
Oh, wait. I was raging, so that's all halved.
yeah, that's all halved.
So I don't know what it is.
Okay, so it would be halved after the point that you used inflict wounds. So 5. Hold on here. So
Fuck it, I was raging.
10 plus 6 is 16, halved to 8. So you can give yourself 8 more health. I'm gonna go like 1 by 1 each transaction. Then another 15, so 17. 17 halved is okay.
17
so
halves,
8.
8.5.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's rounded
So
down
we
to
count
8, but then minus 17. 17 minus 8. So, which is 9. So you give yourself 9 more health after that.
Okay.
And then you make 2 strength saving throws.
All right. So I think I did that right.
Okay. And you're raging, so they all have advantage, so no problem. So the first one, yeah, no problem. The second one, no problem. So as again, he's trying to. It appears he has some sort of like he's very focused on grappling. So he's trying to pull you in continuously, but at this point, now that you can see it, and again, like as you get that adrenaline going from the rage, you're slapping his hands aside. You're protecting yourself from it.
I'm gonna try to get get behind him and get the chains on my wrist, like double looping them around his neck and pull.
Okay. So go ahead and because you're strength. So go ahead and make an attack with just your strength. Well, and your yeah, I'll give it to you. Just make it with your proficiency and strength. Okay, yeah, that's enough to hit. So as you kind of get him in a choke, we'll go ahead and just roll. We'll roll like a d4 plus your strength for
Yeah,
damage as you're just like again you're just like trying to crush his windpipe. His hands go up and he attempts to pull back. Go ahead and nice.
Yeah, he just rolled it. Max damage, nice.
Yeah. Plus 2 because I'm raging, I guess, technically.
Yeah,
So
I'll do it. So as this bears down, kind of on his windpipe, we'll go ahead. We'll just do opposed, because I'm counting that as an attack, but also because you hit, but also see if like it stays long enough to grapple him. So we'll do opposed athletics.
Oof. Oof, about 1.
Okay, so again, there's like that struggle, like that 30 seconds of like pulling back and forth, and it's like almost a stalemate, and then he gets just enough to get his chin, and then he like over his head. So you do the damage, but you know he just barely got out of the grapple.
Sweet. And as he gets out of it, I'm just gonna punch him twice. I forgot about my extra attack on that first punch.
All right, so well I'll say the chain thing that was like one attack, so I'll say sure you have like another fist attack.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like the chain that was one of your multi attacks. Now this punch is like the
Just right in the
second.
back of the head.
Yeah. So yeah, as you come around the front again, he's parrying your blows. This is pretty like epic fight. I should have changed the music. I feel like I just realized how calm it was. I'm like, no. I need better battle music than this, but that's good enough. So, yeah. So as it comes around, he goes. He's kind of parrying your blows. You guys are going back and forth, and he like pauses for a second, and he looks at you. Don't throw your life away like this. I could use a good man like you. I respect your tenacity. So you're gonna tell me what I need to know, or am I gonna have to end this?
You know what? Does the name Gervais mean anything?
He shakes his head slowly. Who is he?
Well, he's a merchant and sold me my sword. Frankly, he's the one who hired me to find the princess. I thought he was one of your rivals, to be honest. Along with that other one, Dr. Aurelia.
And at the name, he kind of spits on the ground and sneers.
I get that reaction a lot when I mention his name. I can only assume that this Gervais fellow was an ally of the princess. She seemed to recognize him.
He nods.
If you'd like, I can show you where his shop is.
He nods.
I raise my hands up. No trade. Frankly, the girl is not worth dying for. I only want my friend back. Well, she's dead, so.
Smart man. I like that. And he like puts his dagger away, like he had just unsheathed it. He was about to come at you, and he puts it back on his kind of like thigh holster, and kind of like goes in to shake your hand.
I look at him waringly. Can I do a Inside check.
Go for it.
Oh, wow.
He seems earnest.
Yeah, I shake his hand. I don't fucking 8. Yeah, I'm gonna shake his
Yeah,
hand.
he just full blown like over the top macho man, like putting all of his force into it. As you match it with all of your force, you guys kind of lock eyes for a second, like, and again with a nod of respect, he says, "Yes, you're a smart man. You've taken out a few of my men, but well, if they fell, then they didn't deserve to live. Am I right?"
You are. Hey, if I did not take them out, well, I wouldn't be worthy of respect, eh?
And to that he nods. After that he walks past you and he grabs one of the guards to the side. This man's now a guest of sorts. Grab him, find him a place to sleep, and grab him a bite to eat. And pretty much that's exactly what happens.
Just 'cause I love that. I remember that scene and
That's pretty much exactly what happens. And yeah, so he grabs one of his guys and get this man a place to rest and some food to eat. And he looks over to you. I'd hope you don't change your mind. This is the last chance. Tomorrow you can show me where this merchant is.
one thing I am is a man of my word.
He nods and begins walking off down the hall.
So the boys, I look at the 2 guards and pat him on the shoulder. Show me to the food.
Yes, okay, yeah. And you can still see like the 2 guards that were there before. They're just like down the hall like 10 feet. Like they just drag them off and just plop them down. You can actually see like one of them, like the one that was kind of scrawnier. They put him in a stance like he's picking his nose. And he's just like, his mouth is like, and he's just bleeding all over the place.
Man, cute little babies. Come.
So they begin guiding you down the hall, and they eventually stop. They show you to an empty room. It's not the best. There's some graffiti on the wall, but again, it's a bed, and one of them. There's no window. Another one goes and attempts to go grab you some food. So like 5 or 10 minutes later, he comes back and he's just got like some jerky and like a quarter of a cheese wheel and like just like random shit that he found, and comes back to you. Best I could do.
Yeah, hey. Where I'm from, this is what do you call it? A feast. Is there anything we can do about these? I hold the steel chains that apparently I was fighting with.
They scratch their head. Well, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And at this point, they're very weary of you at this point now. So one of them stays behind, and then the other one goes and runs off.
Making small talk with him. You know, you guys are not that bad, yes. I wanted to come in and kill all of you, but your boss there is a pretty nice fellow. I respect a man with that type of strength.
Kind of like he nods and yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Tuck, I wouldn't be here today.
Well, I guess we're in the same boat, yes?
I suppose you're right. A little while later, the other one comes back with a key and the manacles fall off. He gathers them and drags him back into the other room.
Well, I guess just a rest then. I'll see you to the merchant in the morning.
They nod. They're still They like take their positions back, like outside of your door. The door is open, but you can feel free to close it.
Nah, I have to leave it open. I'm just gonna turn my back or sleep on my back and cover myself with my wings. Just loudly. I left the door open intentionally to the northern one.
So we pan out with as Throm, for the first time in at least what, day and a half, 2 days, sleeps soundly in a bed. Oh, actually, no, you had like 2 hours before they
Yeah.
So
I was up knocked out sleep.
truly,
Did not expect that to go that way.
all right, and I think that's a good spot to leave off.
I totally planned to die in that prison cell. Just gonna throw that out there.
I know, and if you had acted any other way, things would have been different.
Who is typing?
I don't hear it.
It's got to be Weiler.
Nope, it's supposed to.
He's the type
Tyler's
master.
there.
I don't
That's
think it's
not typing at all.
It's something.
It's a butterfly knife. I'm flipping it.
Oh.
Oh.
Mike.
I am actually away from the mic, believe it or not.
Push to talk then, homie.
Push to talk.
But that fucks my fucking that fucks the D&D UI. I can't click on anything when I'm talking. At all.
Clicking with the knife.
Good. You should be paying attention.
That's great. Oh wait, so is that it?
All right, yeah, I think that's a good spot to leave it, because we have like 15 minutes, but I don't think there's going to be a better spot to leave it than that, so.
Yeah. The only thing I did is I danced and I thought about selling things. But that's fine.
Yeah, well, but you said, though, that you weren't going to sell stuff,
Oh yeah,
because
I know.
blah, 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 so.
Well, also, I was not mentally prepared for this session, so I'm not surprised. I did
Yeah.
not believe it.
Yeah, that's fine, guys. All right, well, overall, it was good. Any comments on the mic quality? Like the same, better, worse?
It sounds good.
It actually sounds, yeah, I think it sounds better. It took some getting used to, but it sounds better.
Sounds perfect to me.
Cool.
Dylan, you up for typing up some stuff in Hearthfire for a bit, or are you tired?
I can go maybe for a little bit.
This Fenrir is gonna be such a fun one to play with. People just not understanding his relation with the wolf, and the fact that I also have this on top of everything.
Yeah, I think
So
I actually grabbed that too.
So I'll be actually talking to the animal, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
Let me see. Yeah, I actually.
Everyone's
grabbed
just
speak
going
of
to think
that.
he's a crazy person.
He's a crazy person.
Well, everyone's gonna think he's crazy until it's like, oh yeah, I can too.
Right.
Actually,
Talk to
I'm
the
pretty sure
wolf
I can
and
speak
like,
with
I
animals.
actually are a person.
I can speak with animals as well, actually.
Yeah, and I'm gonna.
Like, no, he's fine. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm-
that's nice.
And it's gonna be great because it's left